of my friends say, girl, you better take care, 'cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down I know I might be headed for teardrops, now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I won't. I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do. I can't let you go, baby. I can't let you go, baby. 'Cause I love you, I love you, I love you. No, 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 no. Cause I love you, baby. No, 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 no. Can't let you go. 'Cause I love you, 'cause I love you, yeah. There was a time I didn't have romance, but after I met you, I felt it was my chance. But nobody tells me good things about you, baby. I'm gonna stay right here, and I don't mean maybe, yeah. I can't let you go. I can't let you go, yeah. I can't let you go, yeah. I can't let, I can't let, I can't let, yeah. I can't let, I can't let, yeah. You can't tell me to let go, baby. 'Cause I love you, yeah. 'Cause I love you, yeah. I can't let you go, baby. I just wanna tell you that. No, 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 no. Yeah. All of my friends say, girl, you better take care, 'cause that man is trouble, you best beware. And though deep down I know I might be headed for teardrops, now that you got me started, I just can't stop. No, no. 'Cause I love you, baby. I can't let you go, baby. I gotta tell you that I won't. I've been looking for love so true. When I was down and out, along came you. Though you might be a liar and a cheat too, I just can't quit you now 'cause I love you. Yes, I do.
Hey everyone, hope you guys are all doing okay. Thanks, Jane, excuse me, for your advice there, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Hey Nico, I sold off actually part of my spell token like 2 hours ago. I was pretty happy with that pop. So we're gonna talk a lot about Bitcoin and some other stuff today. This will be a little bit more of a longer stream. I am liking, like, with this, when there's more activity, I get more viewers, more people commenting and stuff like that. So I feel more energized to do some of these longer streams here. So I think I'll split them up a little bit, of course. But for today's stream, I think we're going to go from now, which is 4 o'clock my time, all the way till about 7 o'clock. That way the normal people that would hop on here around 6 o'clock still get their hour stream. And so we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Dogelon Mars, Dogecoin. A lot of the coins are kind of pumping up right now, going down, Spell token. There was a lot of good news out there. The market was still holding strong, so we're still in a generally decent spot, guys. So let's look at this pretty soon. We just have to make sure that the market overall holds up. All right, there we go. Let's see right here. And hey, Jamin, yeah, I definitely have to keep my style up for sure. It's always very much different. Oh, I don't think many people got the alert that I went live right now. Well, people will trickle in here in a minute. I've never had this few viewers in the beginning. Maybe because I also posted out some videos here a few minutes ago. Keep track of it though. Let me see right here. That's fine. Okay, well, we're gonna go through the same similar vibe, and as more people kind of trickle in here, it'll work out for us. I know there's a lot of people that are driving home from work right now. I actually know that for a fact. Okay, everybody. So let's talk about Bitcoin here. We did know what was going on over the last few days. We still have this as our target breakout. But again, just like over the past few times, everybody, we did get rejected from here. Now what our hope is over the past few months now, we've had a pretty good history of higher lows here. Low, higher low, even a higher low than that, higher low, higher low, higher low, and hopefully over here we can have some type of higher low. If that's the case, we still have an opportunity to break out sometime over the next few weeks, actually next few days, and that's what we're most likely going to be looking for here. And hey, Michael, definitely early tonight. I'm going to go till full 7, but I'm trying to get my watch hours up for YouTube because I'm going to start doing some more stuff with the channel here. Since, well, before we go over Bitcoin here, you guys know that Femex is going to start sponsoring the channel. With the money that Femex is going to be giving me, and I hope you sign up for the platform. It does help out the channel a lot when we finish up the contract here, I think tomorrow. I'm going to be using that money to hire an editor. Now, maybe 1 or 2 videos a month, probably, I'm going to be using this editor for, but it's going to be a premium edited video that kind of goes through a story or kind of conveys some message that I want you guys to understand. Not touchy-feely type stuff, but just like, hey, here's what I want you to do, but a very, something that will keep you guys engaged for a long period of time, because you guys know for me, as far as my content is concerned, the only people that really watch my content are people that are kind of Burkish nerds, perhaps, or people that are like really want to understand something. Whereas, sometimes people don't want to know every single detail about a Gann fan or every single detail about a Fibonacci circle or something like that, so to speak. So they tend to watch shorter tutorials that kind of just teach them the bits they need to know to put it on their chart, but not how to use it on their chart. So I'm going to try to make all that type of stuff more engaging so you guys will understand a little bit more, or just be more willing to watch the videos, I guess. So that's what's going on there, but definitely an earlier video for today. That's why there's not many people watching. I think it's where we're gonna have to wait for the views to kind of trickle in here, which normally happens, but not this slowly. But anyway, I think everybody, the normal people, are all on the way home from work. But anyway, guys, so oops, there we go. We are trying to create a higher low right now. We really don't want to break down here, in my opinion. That would lead us to be at least coming back down to at least 22,657. And, that'd be about 1,000-point loss for Bitcoin right now. So our main goal here is to just try to do a normal or a classic dip and rip, if you would. So where we actually can manage to keep up the higher lows. And then we have maybe one more opportunity here before Bitcoin to really try to go up a little bit higher, okay? There's going to be some interesting news coming out this week with earnings reports. I didn't get a chance to actually look at earnings this morning or afternoon, because I was actually looking at rings, which I was talking about to Jane with. But long story short, guys, let's see where this takes us. We're doing okay so far, but man, if you go over to the 4-hour chart, we're still dipping from that attempted breakout yesterday. Over the past few days, you can see attempt. Every single time we're getting knocked back down just a little bit. We're going to have to wait and be patient with this one. But if you guys are looking for a buying opportunity here, a buying opportunity is going to be coming up. Bitcoin has like maybe 1 0.21% or about 289 bucks before we actually start running into this trend line here. So there is going to be an opportunity if you guys want to try to buy this dip here to hope for the curl. That's what you guys are going to be betting on right there. Otherwise, you may take the more cautious approach of saying, hey, you know, let's see what happens if we break down a little bit more. Maybe I'll buy if it does that breakdown, okay? Something interesting as well is if we take a quick peek over here, let's just go through all of them, I think. So right here, as far as the Dow Jones, ran into the Fibonacci extension tool right today, and it ran into the 200 daily moving average. Let's see what happens with it tomorrow. So far, if I actually zoom in here just enough, you'll see that we actually closed above both of these, both the Fibonacci level and the 200 daily moving average. That's a pretty interesting sign right there for the Dow. Now, we haven't been above the 200 daily moving average for the Dow since the last bear market rally up here, in which we formed a double top, a top neckline here, broke down, came back up to retest, then came back down, right? So, you know, we haven't been above that since the last bear market rally here, which is pretty interesting. The other one that we're going to look at here as far as is the SPY. SPY is running up very, very close to that 200 daily moving average. We're starting to hit that next level of resistance where you might not see the market crash or like drop down, but at least I think you're going to see a little bit of consolidation here as we wait for these last bit of earnings to trickle out so we can kind of have a direction of which way we want to go here. Go over here to the 4-hour chart. Everything's looking fine on the 4-hour. About to have another golden cross here as far as the S&P is concerned. On the weekly chart, we're going to run into the 50-week moving average here pretty soon. Last time I really didn't do any major resistance levels for us, so I'm not putting too much stock into that one. And last but not least here in the NASDAQ, probably the most important for crypto, I would assume. Excuse me. But on the daily chart here as well, we're getting back up to that 200 daily moving average. We haven't been above it since the last bear market rally as well, around March 29th, earlier this year. So we're getting closer and closer, everybody. Let's keep a close eye on this one. On the weekly chart, we are getting closer and closer to the 50. The 50, unlike on the S&P, the 50-week moving average is actually putting a pretty sturdy level of resistance, rejected here and rejected here. I'm hoping that this time, if we want to continue to go up even higher, which is kind of crazy because we're getting pretty extended here, we have an opportunity to break out above this. So there still is a little bit more room, at least for the NASDAQ, to keep on grinding up higher, probably because tech fell so fast over the past few months just because of all the bad news, and the valuations kind of got demolished there. Okay, but that's what I'm looking at right now. Oh, one other thing here. You know, I was looking at some of the stuff over the past hour or so. The only thing really moving up right now is Celsius. Everything else is pretty much going down. But Celsius is only going up a little bit because I had such a bad day yesterday after Bitcoin getting rejected. So be careful if you guys do want to hop into Celsius. It'll be, I mean, it might be interesting for you guys, but it'll be a little bit risky. And I know, who was it? I think it was Nico was talking to me about here, Spell Token. Yeah, you guys know I own quite a bit of Spell Token off of the 500 million market cap, under a penny type of strategy that I use, plus utilities and stuff like that. But so far today, Spell Token actually had a little bit of a move, which was interesting to watch. I'm just going to show this to you guys very fast. Now, I sold it. Let me go to the hour chart, I guess. Yeah, I sold mine at 0.018, 0.0018, excuse me. So I managed to sell off half of mine, right? I wish it was at the top. I wish. There you go. Right around there. It hasn't had a big move like this in a hot minute, so I think somebody is trying to play some games with it. But what I decided to do is I decided to sell right there. I know it went up higher. I missed out on an extra, let me just see, maybe 6%. It's much more actually when you consider like where you buy that from. But you know, I decided that was probably the best thing for me since Bitcoin's coming back down a little bit. I don't know how long this is going to last, but what I decided to do is half of that Spell Token I bought or I sold off right here, I've already put it back in when it actually touched around the 17 mark. So about a little bit less, not a whole bunch. But I was able to accumulate more coins, and the profit that I made off of this, I'm pretty much just waiting to see if I can put it back in the Spell, something similar to what I did with STMX. But overall, this was another good play. I'm happy it kind of worked out. Kind of in a weird time, but you know what? I'll take it anyway. You can see it was curling back down with Bitcoin, but out of nowhere, somebody came in here with some money and decided to push this thing back up a little bit. There we go. There for the moving averages. Last moving average right there. Let's go to chart. There we go. What was the two? Oh, okay, we don't need that actually. There we go. So Yeah, this was interesting. I don't know when you guys bought it. If you guys bought it over here when I first started talking about it, it would have maybe made you like, oh, 40% profit. Actually, that's okay. But if you doubled down over here with me when things were kind of rough and tumble, when I started to accumulate a lot of these lower market cap coins, you know, by then it might have made you 120%. So this has been a good play. I'm still going to be holding this for the long term because I believe this this nice low market cap coin can make me some more money here. Same with UFO coin and those types of coins as well. You know, lower market cap have a small amount of utility, but you know, they have a rabid fan base. And one other thing here, guys. Chili's is still going up here. This is the daily chart, still moving up. It did break out above the 200 daily yesterday, and it's still moving up a little bit more, kind of going back up to the time we had over here in February and January. This thing is erasing a lot of the yearly losses that it suffered. The year started right there, so we're making up a lot of those losses. This is February. Back over here, we came up really strong. This thing is kind of still going parabolic here. So if Bitcoin does eventually break down from here and we start going back down to maybe 23,000 or so, keep an eye on this one. This could be a very, very nice shorting opportunity for some of you guys, if you guys have access to shorting it. I haven't actually seen a place where you can short this yet, but I haven't actually tried looking for it. But I would assume this is going to be a nice short on the way back down here, okay? One last thing here, STMX, this is still on my watch list for today. You know, the daily candle ends in about 45 minutes here, everybody. I want to see if this thing can have another pump in the next few days. Usually it takes like a week or so before it actually has a larger pump, but I'm kind of watching this slowly. Yesterday we saw that it had an attempted pump, but it wasn't able to continue going up. Excuse me, but maybe as the 200 daily moving average creeps closer and closer and we get squeezed between the 20-day moving average and the 200, we may have an opportunity for one more pop here before Bitcoin maybe starts cooling off a little bit. But you know, if Bitcoin's not cooling off because the NASDAQ, S&P, and the Dow all have some more upside with them, that may be an interesting opportunity to you know, to hold on to STMX. And there you go. Here's something easy you guys can look at. So on the 50, on the weekly charts for all the major indexes, we're all approaching the 50-week moving averages here. NASDAQ approaching, S&P really close, and Dow even closer. All right, so the NASDAQ has the most room to boom here if you guys are interested in, you know, trading some of those stocks. All right. Oh, and one other thing here, I just put out the videos. I put a timer on them, but none of them actually went off, so I just put out a whole bunch of shorts. But one of the things I talked to you guys about in my shorts today was I'm going to be using a new Fibonacci extension tool for Ethereum right now. The old one we've been using has been working fine, but it looks more like this. All right. So we have our price target here, next level of resistance here, next level of resistance here. It all kinds of works out pretty nice. So you could stick with this one if you want to. There is no reason why you can't stick with this one. What I did right here, just to kind of see a little bit more recent time frame, is I went to this low, the high over here, then this low, and now what I've done is I've tried to use this new as my target level, and I'm hoping that sometime over the next few days or weeks, if Ethereum really makes a big run, I may be using this one up here for 2,420 as that next big level of resistance. So you could also have both of these on your charts, just in case you were wondering. So, right, because they're pretty similar in how close they are. Pretty similar, right? Pretty similar. So you could use whichever one you want to, just using different levels, just in case you guys wanted to try something else. But I'm looking at it enthusiastically because I really want Ethereum to like really try to attempt to break out above this 200 daily moving average. It's a little bit far away now, but you know, if we can stomach the strength to get another 20% out of Ethereum, we have the opportunity there. Of course, that means we have to test out some of these resistance levels that we talked about over the past few months, but I still think we have the opportunity there. And then, you know, of course, if I go back over here very fast, get over this. There we go. All right. And then when we start getting back up here, we start dealing with some of these older levels of support / resistances. And I think that's as far as we may ever go as far as this bear market here, unless we really are getting back into a full bullish set, which who knows. But yeah, it's definitely been interesting to watch all this play out. So In case you guys are wondering, those are some of the levels I've been using for Ethereum. I know we talk about them every now and again, but you got multiple choices right now depending on how you want to use it. Part of me just doesn't want to keep on using the target line right here when I could adjust it to make the target line here. And for some reason, I just like the aesthetics of it a little bit better. And plus, but overall, you can see the lines pretty much match up with each other. So it's not going to hurt you too much if you decide to change or switch over. Okay, but overall, guys, let's see where Bitcoin goes. We're about to have a new daily candle. I'm hoping that this next daily candle is something more of an unch day where maybe we have some volatility, but ultimately we don't really do much by the end of the day. I want to see us curl, guys. And if we start opening up the day with a really bad note, you know, we might have a little bit of a wick, but if we start pumping down today, like, you know, we could really have the floor drop out beneath us. And by that, I just mean dropping down about 1,000 points, but nobody wants to drop 1,000 points with Bitcoin. Altcoins would not be having a good time at all if that was the case. Okay. So there we go. We saw the breakdown from yesterday. It ended up being some resistance as well here. And now we're going for our next level of support, which again is this blue line that you guys are looking at right here. All right. This blue line is not the white line. So don't be afraid if we start breaking down below this. This may mean just we're heading for a little bit more of a cool down and less of a, you know, attack mindset. Over the past few days, as you guys know, Bitcoin has been on the attack. And each attack we've lost, but hopefully we've learned something from it. That could end up getting us a little bit more money here, but definitely on the, you know, on the losing side right now. But, you know, give it a chance. We'll see how much further this bad boy wants to go. Some of the other coins that you guys might be watching for later on this today or this week is going to be Dogecoin. Got rejected up here about the little bit, what, 0.08345 level, Fibonacci extension level. It had a great pop. I know a lot of you guys sell the pops like I do when it comes to Dogecoin. Well, I don't sell them anymore, but pretty much I tell you guys flat out, whenever Dogecoin pops, it's usually an okay opportunity to sell some off and buy some for a cheaper price. That's why I used to tell you guys that a lot, well, over the past few months here. So I'm waiting to see what happens if Dogecoin can come back down towards this next Fibonacci level, probably closer to 0.0727, probably around 0.074. But I'm hoping to buy some up so I can see if it will curl back up or if we'll just have a nice robust day going forward. Although I think this drop is a little bit too much for a nice robust day tomorrow, or, you know, for tomorrow's day candle here. Next one here is SHIB. For now, let's just get rid of all that stuff. Only thing that messed up with SHIB was the fact that it ran into that 200 daily moving average. It looks like that's going to be a hard nut to crack. Let's see where it goes from here. But ultimately, I would only want to be buying some of these assets if Bitcoin manages to hold that first trend line that we were talking about, and from there, see if Bitcoin does a dip and rip. I think these two coins, Dogecoin and SHIB, could have some really great dip and rips as well. But just give it some time, everybody. I feel no urge to really be buying into them for any type of you know, short-term or swing trades out here. Okay, guys, let me know if you guys have any questions whatsoever. The one thing we're going to do while I'm waiting for you guys to type some of your questions out there is I did get an email from Voyager today. I just got it a few moments before my stream started. So let me actually open it up here. And it's right here. Dear valued customer, below, please find a hyperlink to an important document related to the bankruptcy proceedings of Voyager Digital Holdings. And so I thought I might just read this out to you in case any of you guys want to know what's going on with Voyager. I will make a dedicated video about this a little bit later on, but nothing new as of yet, okay? But here. Oh gosh, this is a whole bunch of nothing, isn't it though? Oh, not nothing, but boring talk. Notice of a hearing to consider approval of disclosure statement for the first amended joint plan of reorganization of Voyager Digital Holdings, Inc. and its debtor affiliates pursuant to Chapter 11 of the Bankruptcy Code. So let me see right here. Please take further notice that a hearing will be held before the Honorable Judge Michael E. Wells, United States Bankruptcy Judge, and the United States Bankruptcy Court of Southern District of New York, the Bankruptcy Court, 1 Bowling Green, Courtroom 617, on September 15th. So we're not going to have a court date until September 15th, so this is moving fairly slow, okay? That's just one thing I want you guys to understand. Any party or interest wishing to obtain a copy of the disclosure statement and the plan should contact Stretto. Yeah, okay, we don't need to worry about that. Anything else here? Debtors, no. Okay, not too much there yet. The only thing I would tell you guys there, because didn't really help me out as much compared to some of the other news we had from them, is basically they're having a court date on the 15th. I think that's when you're going to really start to get some of the meat about what they're trying to do and how much money you guys may be able to get back. So that's going to be exactly a month from now, 30 days or about. So, yeah, I wish it was happening a little bit sooner, guys. But Voyager is kind of doing its bankruptcy case. And I guess you guys should have your money back at least, or a portion of your money back, I'm hoping, at least by the end of the year if we're lucky. If things get even worse as far as their standing at the court or something like that, then it might take a little bit longer. But so far, I don't know how long these proceedings usually go. I think this one's going to be pretty straightforward. It's not like they're doing anything dubious here, just bad investments. I think you might be able to see payment back, I would say, yeah, before the end of the year. I mean, that's still a while away, guys, but I think they're moving at an okay pace here, Back over here. What's causing Bitcoin to have this nice little surge here? There we go. All right. So again, hey everybody, hope you guys are doing well. Let me move my microphone a little bit closer. I just kind of put my leg up on my seat and then I just kind of like backed up for some reason. But Bitcoin's making a little bit of a push here. I don't know what's causing that. But yeah, so feel free to ask me any questions you guys have on the market. So far, we're kind of starting off, or we're ending off the day in a bad spot. But we're about to start a new day here, and we'll see if we can actually have any more pumps coming up. I think people are just kind of fatigued from trying to break out so many times, and every time we broke out, like we kind of talked about before yesterday's stream, usually when we try to break out, shorts are kind of waiting right afterwards to push us back down, and they've been pretty consistent about pushing us back down, unfortunately. But bulls have still been there to keep the pump up and see if we can try to break out again. So let's see what happens there. Let's see. Hey Jane, glamorous bachelors are the envy of all men. What do you call? I am looking for jewelry, guys, but I'm not much of a jewelry guy. Some of my friends are gonna try to help me out, but one of my friends told me to go look at David Yurman. He has some rings that I like, but they're kind of expensive, so I might buy a couple just to have some. But I haven't spent any money on myself in a hot minute, so might as well, right? There we go. And hey, Thomas, happy to see you back, my man. Hey, far from broke evening. Hope you guys are all having a good week here. Make sure to answer the poll question, if you will. The poll question for now is, will we attempt another breakout this week? So between now and Sunday, will we try to retest that level of resistance that we've been talking about? Probably best if I zoomed out. What is causing this really wild little candle right here? I mean, it just makes the whole thing look a little bit weird, doesn't it? There we go. Let me go back over here very fast. There we go. One day we can put this stuff back on here. There you go. Or we're going to come back up here and retest this for a breakout. If you think so, yes. If you don't think so, no. Either way, we're good to go. And I'll read the poll results here in a little bit. So far, 60 of you guys have voted, or 59. Please make sure to go vote if you haven't already. Let's go. Hey, Lois Scratcher, did you see a Kala stablecoin collapse 99% today? That's why Bitcoin and crypto collapsed today? I mean, I don't think that's the main reason Bitcoin's down. I think it was just a technical little short attack, but I did hear some news about it, not a lot. I think CNBC might have talked about it or something like that. But I did hear that, yeah, there was a coin that crashed quite a bit. I wish I was shorting it, but it seems like that one had a big old mess here, so be careful with it. Be careful if you guys are trying to get back into it. If you guys want to buy it as a YOLO, by all means, go for it. You know there's been a lot of successful YOLOs off of coins that have crashed so far. Voyager token's one of them. Celsius is another one. This one may be another one. Just make sure you're careful with it, and you have an opportunity to. You don't need a stop loss, but just don't put too much money in it. See where it takes you if you want to take on that risk. And hey, Michael, mod, trade, and drive. What do you call? It's a simple life, right? Be careful driving, Michael. And hey, Bidford, did not get any notices of your new post. Yeah, as far as the shorts, you guys won't get notifications of the shorts. You guys might just see them on the main page. The reason I did that is you guys know that YouTube, if you guys didn't know, YouTube will only allow me to give you notifications 3 times a day. And usually within those 24 hours, there's usually 2 streams. So I only have 1 notification to give you guys as far as content, and that besides the videos, and that usually goes to a daily update or so. I didn't have time to do a daily update today because I was actually trading quite a bit. And so, you know, I didn't put out a daily update video, But tomorrow, I guess I'll probably do one, and then I'll have or actually tonight at midnight, I'll probably do one, and you guys will be able to see it there. But yeah, the notifications, I have to cut off the amount of notifications I give you guys. Otherwise, YouTube's not going to even notify you when I go live, which really sucks because I like live. If all my videos that I do, I like literally just chatting with you guys and having a good time and talking about where everything the market's going to go, talking about which coins can make you the most money, talking about utilities, some technical analysis, some educational content. I find that way better than just doing the daily updates or just doing the tutorials. I'm also working on some more tutorials here pretty soon. If you guys have any tutorial ideas for me, please make sure to reach out to me on Discord. I want to start getting a list down so I can start working on them from September 1st to September 30th. I want to do all like close to 30 to 40 tutorials for you guys, plus some simple ones kind of showing you the proper process to get started trading. Here. And hey, Zach, so happy to see you back as well. What's right here? And hey, Christopher, OP is maybe starting to move. What's OP? I don't know OP. Let's see. Heather, it's up a little bit so far today. It's up 6.26%. When everything else is pretty much down. On the 4 hour, it's fighting up with the 20 moving average here. That's not too bad. Looks like we're just kind of fighting with a general trend here. Looks like it just broke out, or why doesn't this have a number next to it? Let's see. Which one am I looking for here? You have the body, let's price line, appearance, no. What am I looking at here? Countdown to bar close, there we go. So we got 30 minutes, yeah. So we got 30 minutes left, and we might actually have an official breakout here. So this may be a start of a run up to maybe around the 157 level if you're lucky. If you're really lucky, it may be getting it back up here to the 169 level, probably fighting with the 50-day moving average here, the 50 moving average on the 4 hour chart before then. But yeah, I think this is a good opportunity if you wanted to take it here, as long as it can stay up to the pace with Bitcoin here. We just broke down below the 20-day moving average for the first time in a while. It looks like, though. Oh, this is a newer chart. Okay, we don't really have much data on it. But yeah, so far this looks fine. Give it an opportunity. I would just be more of a day trade for me, not so much a swing trade. But I'd be willing to hold this for at least 24 hours to see where it goes, especially if this this breakout does hold on. This would be something I'm interested in. Now, we don't really have too much of a dip here, though. Let's go 1 hour chart. Hopefully it can just break above that level of resistance in the short term. And then from there, that's where you might be able to see the more aggressive move coming up here. Yeah, not bad at all. There we go. Hello. Loki's looking at me with envy eyes. All right, there we go. But something's trying to pump Bitcoin up here into close. Not sure what it is, but let's see if they can do some magic for us. Hey Alex, happy to see you back. And hey Ken, early stream Bitcoin on the weekly looks like it's headed for a nasty death cross. How are we going to get out of that? Oh, I don't think we are. Remember guys, I'm more bearish than I think most. I could be overly bearish. I know Michael said that I was overly bearish yesterday. He could definitely be right about that. What do you call it? There's a few of them actually. So right here, again, my belief in bearishness is more of just economic data and a few technicals out there. But yeah, we are going to have the 20-week moving average coming down below the 200. We may use this as an opportunity to pop up above the 20 like we did over here. Who knows? But right now, my concern is not that this may just cause a complete crash or the end of Bitcoin as we know it. Nothing that devastating, right? My concern is it's going to be we're going to have a lot of uncertainty. Oh, let me go over here to a different Bitcoin chart. This one. There you go, more historical. This has never happened before. We've never had the 20-week moving average cross down below the 200 weekly moving average. It's never happened. So this is going to be one of those crazy things where we're just going to have to really hope that that Bitcoin, doesn't try to disappoint us too much. One of the interesting things here is over the past few cycles, though, it was about 8% away during 2018, 2019. Over here, let me find the lows, I guess. Maybe this low. It was about 25% away because COVID was kind of a fast drop and whatnot. But now, you know, we're getting back to that close territory. It's like what, 14, 15%? And, you know, we're screaming down here. We're not coming down slow or anything like that. We're coming down fast. So I would assume if I put the grids back on here, give me a second, guys. I want you guys to be able to see this just like I can see it. Maybe just do white lines, I guess. Yeah. There we go. It's going to look ugly. I know. Trust me. I know. Get the grids up. Okay. Let's just draw a general, let's get a ray in here. We don't need anything special. Let's not make it too aggressive where it keeps on coming down. Let's just make it like it's something like that. So we're even going to give it some leeway. Okay. Some leeway here. Oh, Jesus. My sister's cat's downstairs. Okay. I'll make a call here in a couple seconds. But anyway, and we get this back over here. We're going to have a death cross sometime mid-September. Now, we may even get rejected by this well before September starts, but it looks like that's where that cross is going to happen, leading to a pretty rough September. So we'll keep an eye on it, everybody. But yeah, there is some pessimism there for sure. I'm hoping that, you know, I'm hoping we finally get a way to get out of it. But you guys know how moving averages work. If I take off all the drawings here very fast, you know that this 20-week moving average is just taking the averages from the last 20 candles. So let's go all the way up here to 20. There we go, 20. So now, after this week is over, we're going to replace a candle where we were all the way up here at 47,000. We're going to replace that $47,000 candle with a candle that's down here around 24,000. Like almost, what is that? Like 48, 50% value reduction. So you're going to see this come down even faster pretty soon, actually. So we may actually see it happening towards the end of August, maybe the first week of September. So that is going to be a concern. But don't worry, guys. I mean, like, don't think of it as an automatic catastrophe. We have broken out above it before, even though it did lead us to having a pretty nasty move on the downside here. But we have been able to break above it before. Maybe we have an opportunity to do that as well. But no matter what now, we are going to have this death cross, and it is going to be something that everybody has to kind of recognize that's coming. It's going to be a bearish move. You guys know I got really bearish right here, like really, really bearish. And then for like a couple weeks, I was like, what the heck is happening? We should be moving down very, very quickly. Like, I didn't know how to explain it to you guys because while I was live streaming at that point, I had no idea. I was like, guys, historically, when this happens, I am all out of my positions. I am like basically waiting. Well, I'm not all out, but, you know, holding onto my longs, and I'm pretty much ready to short. But in this circumstance, we had a massive fake out before we ended up having the really monster move down. Because you guys remember me telling you guys this about, you know, over the past few months now, almost half a year. Oh my gosh. Time's moving fast this year. But death cross, boom. Death cross, boom. You know, these are things where I'm just like, oh, we don't have any more data off of it. But, you know, I was like, hey, historically, guys, this is not a really good sign for crypto at all. And that's why I was so like, hey, everybody, be careful about this. But now I don't know what happens when the 20 crosses down below the 200. We don't have that news this time. So we don't have any historical precedents for that. So, you know, let's just kind of wait and see what happens. And hey, Ken, thank you very much for the super chat, my man. I really do appreciate it. You know, as always, let me know if you have any more questions. But yeah, guys, keep an eye on this one. It's going to be fun. And like, you know, I am a person that thrives on volatility because I trade not just the market going up or down, but just like some of the big moves that we see. Let's see how bad this may get if we really do want to take a dip down. You know, maybe at worst we just come back down to 21,000. Maybe if we're lucky there. As long as the economy really doesn't start to tick down like I think it will. But if it doesn't, we could still hold. You know, we could try to hold the around $20,000 very well over the next few months. Okay, but yeah, keep a close eye on it, everybody. That one, and if I want to go over here very fast, here's the exponential moving averages. We're already close to having that cross a little bit sooner. But you can see historically here that death cross happens after So you have a little bit of a later warning here. So that's why I don't use it as much. But you can see right after this happened, the acceleration started. So maybe you didn't want to hold the position as long. You know, you could have used that. Here, see, it happened after the dip. Here, it happened actually, you know, still ahead of the dip. But I like having a little bit more of an advanced notice. That way I can actually put some longer term shorts on the table, low margins. And then from there, just kind of write it down. So for instance, if I was shorting this with a 5x leverage or something like that, which I normally do for these larger swings, you see we had the death cross here and the close of the day. And let's just say I wrote it down to the 20-week moving average because for the longest period of time, we thought that might be the bottom for Bitcoin. That would take us down about 30% for 5x leverage. 30 times 5 is about 150% profit for just holding for about, 21 days. That's not bad. Low leverage play. I'll take that. Same thing over here. And then, oh, this is exponential still. But, well, let me just do it this way. So if I did it this way, I would have made about 150% profit, 158% profit, technically, whatever. But over here, if I follow the simple moving average, right there, what are we at right here? Right there, yeah. I would have been down 17% for a minute, or 17 times 5, like over 100%, which would have been freaky. And then come back down here to the 200. Oh, actually, this one's a little bit different because the 200 is all the way down here versus the 200 exponential. So that might have actually made me 5. So that might have made me, let's say 50 times 5, like 250%. I'll take that. I'll take that over the exponentials any day. But yeah, I'm keeping track of it, guys. But until we start getting really close to it, I'm not going to be talking too much about those weekly moving averages. If you guys have any questions on them or any other moving averages or any other technical indicators out there that you normally look at, let me know and I'll look them up for you guys. See, and hey, One Tony, happy to see you back as well. Oh, okay, hold on one second, guys. I told you my sister's cat's down here. Hold on, okay, hold on. Like, Loki isn't even going... Loki, no. How do I do this? I don't talk to people on my phone very much. How do people do this? See. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry, I just can't have a cat roaming around with my dog. My dog won't know what to do. He's like literally just sitting next to me right now, not knowing. Okay, sister's coming downstairs. Had to mute the call for that call though. But what do you call? She's coming downstairs to save the cat because Loki's just looking at me like, what do I do with it? It's just there. He doesn't know how to deal with the cat because the cat will come up to Loki, lick his face, and like be all nice, but then like 2 seconds later smack him across the face. So he doesn't know if the cat likes him or hates him. It's really interesting to watch them. They're dynamic. Let's see. And hey, Mohammed, do you think we're going to go back to 21K? Right now, we still have an opportunity to hold. So if we're looking at Bitcoin here, this is the simple one. Yeah. All right. Simple moving averages. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So I don't have to keep on going back and forth as far as on the one chart. All right, so this is what we're looking at right now. Way down here is 21,400. So if we actually do make it all the way back to 21,000, that really does mean we're breaking down out of this larger pattern, which means we're most likely going to have to deal with some type of larger support level way down here at 17,000, but also having to deal with a larger one over here as well, around, let's say 19,000 or so. You guys shouldn't have to worry about that right now, but if we do go down 21,000, there's a strong chance we are going to be breaking down below this if we go to 21,000. Let me say that. But for now, what you guys need to be more focused on instead right here, Muhammad, is not so much these lower trend lines and levels of support, more of this one right here. We have a trend line that starts off from July 26th and it taps on the next level of support around August 10th. From there, I'm using this trend line as my stop loss. So I'm patiently waiting to see what happens. We have a new day starting off in about 18 minutes. I'm hoping that we can somehow curl back up retest. That curl may be too wide. Maybe I can make it a little bit smaller here, but I want to see us curl back up and start getting a little bit more aggressive here to try to break out. It's going to be hard to do this again. We've tried 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, you know, like 4, 5, 6 times, whatever, to break out. Each and every time we get rejected back down here. We're going to give it another shot here, but we are kind of running out of room, and not so much room of like trying to get up. We can try to get up as long as the volume allows it. But ultimately, the bulls are going to get tired, and eventually the stock market is going to start coming back down after an amazing run by all 3 major indexes. We're going to have to come back down here and take a breather. Now, when we take a breather, it'll just be that. It'll be a breather. It won't be anything like a catastrophe. At least we hope not, because of how we haven't had the major, I guess, the major bad spots in the economy just yet. If things get worse in the economy, yeah, we're going to be in a bit of a pain, but they haven't showed their eyes yet or their faces yet. So you guys may have an opportunity over the next few weeks here, if we do break down, to find and buy Bitcoin around 21,500 to 22,000. Altcoins, you're going to find at some fabulous discounts as well. And then you're going to hope over the next few, you know, like a week or two after that, maybe probably a week, we can curl back up and then start to retest again and see if we can have another breakout. You got to give it some time here, though, Mohammed. It's going to be a minute. We're not going to just go parabolic tomorrow, or at least I don't think so. Unless we have some really good news coming out, or whales really want to see us go up for whatever reason. And we've had whales again. Let's go to the 15-minute chart here. You know, we've had some nice pumps trying to get us to break out, rejected. Nice little solid pump, rejected. Got up here, double top, came back down. Tried to break out up here, rejected off of another double top. You know, so it came up here to try, got rejected back down. It's not going to be a simple task for us to break out, but if we do, or if and when we break out eventually, we're going to see some really strong plays there, really strong plays. And I guess you could also look at it from right here. We don't usually use this one as much because we're not close to it as much yet. You know, but we do have a resistance level way out here, which is we're gonna probably talk about it more, you know, towards the end of Q4, maybe even as far as January, but maybe November, or December, January, where we start talking about, hey, do we have an opportunity to break out above this? Because this could be that long-term breakout that we need in order to get Bitcoin back on the right side, where we can start chucking up again, markets looking okay, stuff like that, if the economy is looking okay by then. But, you know, we haven't had one of those big chug moments in a hot minute here, just because we normally don't have such long bear markets. COVID bear market was really fast, broke out right there, tug, and off we go, right? Over here, this one was definitely way different because we didn't really have a nice breakout point. We kind of had this for the breakdown, broke down, retested it, came back down. And up here, if you try to follow the same thing we're doing now, we broke out, then we just kind of sputtered up here for a double top, came back down, and then we eventually broke down here. I'm hoping that we're not going to be looking at something like this. I'm hoping that we're going to be looking at something a little bit more like that, but that's why we have to kind of wait this market out. But in the short term, don't worry about these levels of support just yet. Just hope that Bitcoin over the next 24 to 36 hours manages to hold above this trend line and do a little bit of a dip, an attempted rip as we try to break out above this larger trend line. Also, you know, the 200 weekly exponential moving average, I think it is. I think that's it. Which one is it? No? Whatever it is, we got to break above that moving average. I don't know why. It feels like it keeps on changing on me. Let me go over here to weekly. Chart. 100. There we go. Okay. Yeah, the 200 weekly exponential moving average. I don't know why it's different on this one. Why is it different on this one? I had no idea. It doesn't matter. But yeah, we're trying to continue to break out above that level here. Sorry, there's a little bit of discrepancy there, but it freaks me out every time I see that because TradingView's been doing that more and more to me, which has been like working with my mind. But we've been trying to break above it. Like here's the 4-hour chart. We've been trying to break above it for a while, just like this trend line. Now you don't have to use this moving average because the trend line pretty much represents the same thing, but this is going to eventually start curling down with the price of Bitcoin, and we're going to have to try to break out above this too. We have yet to get above it, guys. It's been a pain in our butt for a minute. All right, there we go. Let's take away that moving average there. Did somebody's trying to do a little bit of a weird V-shaped move up for Bitcoin? What's right here? And hey, Thomas, can I check out Gala? Yeah, let me check it out very fast for you. Let me go over here. Gala. Gala's down 5% today. Not bad. I think I had a pretty decent week so far. All right. We're looking at a golden cross, which could be a strong move here. Last time we had a big pump, we kind of fell down pretty fast before grinding back up here. You're pretty far away from any major levels of support on that one, but up here, that's what you're looking at. There we go. Okay. So you are fairly close to a breakdown here as far as Gala is concerned. Maybe I'll add a Fibonacci extension tool, maybe 2 here, just to see if it's actually been honoring any of these. Hit the price target up here, came close to the price target up here. I wonder if I change this versus fib levels. That do anything good here? No, not really. Let me try one more if I want to get more specific. Maybe it honors it, maybe it doesn't. A little bit. Yeah, okay, this is more what I'm probably thinking about right now. All right, so I would probably not be buying this right now, only holding what I already had as far as Gala is concerned. I might be willing to buy it if it comes back down to 0.065 levels, a little bit cheaper than where it is now. And then from now, just like Bitcoin, hope for that dip and rip. But if this thing starts breaking down, I think you maybe have an opportunity to buy it at 6 cents or so for, you know, a pretty decent discount from what you can buy it now. Around 6 cents, that's around a 10% discount, not bad at all. And then that's what I'd be hoping for. Maybe just because I'm looking at this and the 50-day moving average has not been a level of resistance for this thing or a level of support for this thing really much at all. Look at this. Broke down, broke above it, closed below it, you know, broke above it, closed below it. Not much of a resistance level here. Even the 20 really hasn't been doing much there for it. It looks like it's kind of following its own muses, kind of just looking at what Bitcoin's price action is doing. So I'd be okay with waiting for this to break down here than trying to buy down around 6 cents if I can. Otherwise, I would try to buy above this trend line here and hope for a little bit more of a larger move coming over the next 24 to 36 hours, 24 to 48 hours, actually probably for this one, and see if it can make a move, hopefully back up here towards 0.07 or so. That'd be kind of exciting, but just be careful here. You know, we're all going to be waiting to see if Bitcoin holds or breaks on as well. Make sure you have a stop loss here if you're going to try to hop on this bad boy, unless you know, you bought into your Gala down here and you're just trying to figure out the best place to get out, and you're wondering if you should hold a little bit longer or just have a stop loss somewhere around, you know, like 6.5 cents or something like that. See. And hey, David, you say it's going to break the 25K now. I really hope it does. It'll be easier this time than it was last time because we were able to break above that wall. That's going to be 100% true there. Do I think that Bitcoin can go to 13K or even 3.5, which I think is still kind of impossible? I don't think 3.5K, no, but I do think Bitcoin has the opportunity to go down to 13K. For me, 13K represents the global economy really going into a massive rut, like, I mean, worse than expected. So, you know, whereas I think we're going to have a mild recession, if we hit to a really bad recession, I think 13K is possible. On top of that, I think that 13K would probably be coming along because one of the major exchanges were first faced to go bankrupt or something similar. So let's say if we're already in a bad bear market, plus the recessionary fears get worse over the next few months because, you know, we're already in a recession, but the recession actually like starts showing teeth, so to speak. And let's say, you know, after a few months of being in a recession, Bitcoin's down to 17,000 or something like that, where, you know, we were a few months ago. What happens if Coinbase goes bankrupt? You know, that type of effect. That's what could bring us down to that low. It would have to be a lot of bad news. Here, hold on. I forgot I can always move up my desk up and down instead of me having to try to maneuver to look nice. I like having my leg on my lap sometimes. Now let me push this down a little bit. There we go. Okay. But yeah, so I think 13,000 is definitely possible. It's just not as likely. I think, you know, 14,000 definitely, so forth. But, you know, We've had some pretty steep drop offs here. I think we could always have another drop off that's pretty nasty. But right now, since the economy is looking not as bad as expected, you may see us just trickle out a little bit more before we start having some of those bad news. One of the things that you guys have probably seen if you guys have been watching CNBC or a lot of those other news outlets out there, like Fox Business, which is good, or Bloomberg, which is fine. They've all been talking about how in September, we're finally going to feel the effects of the Federal Reserve raising rate hikes. And I mean, I think we've already been feeling them, honestly, but they're talking about how we're going to really start to feel them, apparently. So that may, that may show us a little bit more pain on the economic data side. And remember, guys, the Federal Reserve's mission right now is to lower inflation, is to crush inflation with everything, every fiber of their being. Inflation was better than expected, but it was still at 8.5%. Still at 8.5%. That is not a good level for anybody, and it's going to be hard for us to get out of that anytime soon. We want to be under like 2.5, around 2% inflation. It's going to be tough year after year to kind of meet that demand unless the economy is really in a standstill. But I think what's going to happen, like we talked about before, they're probably just not going to be as aggressive with rate hikes, but they are going to continue the rate hikes going forward. But, you know, in the total scheme of things here, okay, this is exponential moving averages, so just understand that. There we go. $13,000 is right around there. So it's not so far out of the territory for us right now. Historically, I mean, you know, just kind of zoom out a little bit. We've come down that far plenty of times here, plenty of times. COVID lows weren't nearly as much, but that was COVID. But, you know, from this last mega rally, you know, you can see how large these rallies are. Huge rally, larger drop. Huge rally, maybe larger drop. Small rally here, not much of a drop. So, right, we didn't break we still kind of had a higher low system here. So, I mean, as long as I guess we stay above $4,000, I think we'll be good here. But you know, I think we'll find really strong support around $13,000. I don't think we're going to be able to really get down below that. Perhaps we will, but I don't think so. And so that's why right now, you know, a strong buying zone, if you guys wanted to buy, is usually between the old highs of 2017, 2018, and the highs over here from 2019. I consider that an amazing buying zone, which is one of the reasons I went so heavy, not so much on Bitcoin and Ethereum during this time frame, but I went really heavy as far as altcoins, like the ones that we've talked about here, as far as ones I think it can go 100x or 1,000x, or even at 10,000x, right? I usually bought a lot of those coins when we were in these zones. And luckily, we had a few weeks of actually being in this zone for me to accumulate a lot of these coins. And those are the type of coins that I was able to buy, like, let me go over here. Let's go to the 4. Let's open up something random here. There we go. That's right there. Okay. The coins like, what have I been telling you guys about before? Spell token, right? You can imagine that being in the red zone for as far as Bitcoin. The coins I bought down there, you know, they're currently up 120%. At one point, they were up 163. My UFO gaming coin, those coins I bought in that dip area, you know, now they're up 415%. But a couple days ago, they were up 559%. That's kind of already around that that whole time target that we were talking about. This was kind of this didn't happen to a lot of coins though, of course, but you know, that was something interesting. So, you know, I'm taking those opportunities to buy up a lot of the long-term, low market cap coins, and I'm hoping they're going to make me oogles of money down the road here. But UFO coin gave me a taste of what I was hoping for, and because of that, I actually sold off some of my UFO coin, and I bought some back the other day. So, you know, I'm patiently watching it. Kind of hoping for the best, but this thing is just moving up quite a bit, so I'm just like, cool, you know, let me see what I can do with it, and let me see how much more money I can make out of it. But I've been accumulating it from over here and over here and even a little bit of over here. My average is way down here because I tend to buy more the more we fall down. So, you know, ultimately I'm only up like 278%. Because even though I did buy some down here, those coins technically were up quite a bit. The averages is more realistic of what you guys are going to experience, because I don't think anybody didn't buy here, or they just all bought here. If you guys did, God bless you guys, but I wasn't that talented. But yeah, the more we come back down into that red zone here for Bitcoin, the more happy I am to buy up a lot of altcoins. And the cool thing about these altcoins here is, let's go over to UFO token. No, I don't need to be logged in for this. If you go over here to market cap, and let's just go to the 3 months. The market cap when we were way down here, it was only like 22 million. That isn't, that doesn't, that's very, very cheap. It went from 22 million, now it's back up to 128 million. That's what it looks like when you see massive growth. That's why I'm so happy to always be buying some of those lower market cap coins, especially the ones that have a good social media following, a good utility, and they were popular back during this last big bull run. We've only made up a little bit of it back, so I'm shooting my shot and seeing where I can go with it. Of course, those coins are higher risk, but I like doing higher risk coins with a balanced portfolio. See, and hey, Byteford, you saw 2 notifications as I was looking through everything. There you go. I'm happy you find a couple of them. I don't know why you don't always get them though. It's something to do with YouTube. See, hey, Freedom Channel, do we actually talk about the charts and what they're doing currently on this channel? Yeah, we do. I mean, we just did that for the whole first 20 minutes of the stream. Now I kind of answer questions and kind of talk about what you guys want to talk about. It's not always charts. When we talk about the macro events of happening with Bitcoin and the resistance levels, they don't change by the hour. They don't really change by the minute. We just kind of keep on talking about a multitude of coins and different strategies to make money. At the end of the day, my man, we're here to make money. If you want to become a charting expert, there's a whole bunch of books. I love talking about charts if you ever want to talk about them. But, it's not like we can just keep on saying more and more things about a particular coin to make it look more pizzazzy. Right now we know Bitcoin's coming down. We've got rejected multiple times here. We're coming back down after this latest breakdown to see if we can retest down here and then try to curl back up to have another attempt of a breakout over the next few days. But, that's kind of the goal of what Bitcoin's looking at. It's not going to change anytime soon. Now what we're looking at is other coins and other opportunities to make money in the market. This channel is not meant to be a pizzazzy channel. Jordan Cameron has a really entertaining channel where he talks a little bit about technicals, and he's like, really out there, really funny guy. My friend Tom Crown has a great channel. He doesn't stream as much, but he's a really popular YouTuber out there. I was just talking with him on Discord for like a good hour the other day. So, there's a lot of other YouTubers out there, and I always will let you guys know who I think is really good. If you want pure entertainment, there's Matt Wallace, although maybe I'm too mean to go recommend you to Matt Wallace, but depends on what you're looking at as far as the channel is concerned. Let's see here. And hey, Georgette. Oh, there you go. I remember you from yesterday. There we go. There's a conversation. Welcome back to the Hammer crowd. Let's see. What's right here? And hey, Tony, what's your thoughts on Alluvium, long-term, 10 million total supply and Ethereum-based token surrounding a game? Let me check it out. I actually don't know much about it right now, so let me see if I can find it up here as far as CoinMarketCap is concerned. Okay, it must be this one. Market cap of 70 million, a very low one, a very high price. I don't know why they made it such a high price here, but let me see. Where can you buy this at first? So you can buy this at a multitude of exchanges. That's good. Or, some of the big ones. I assume some of the small ones have it as well. Join the fight for Ethereum. Welcome to the world of Alluvium. I think that's how you pronounce it. So it looks like they're making some progress here. Looks like they're doing pretty well. Okay, let me go over here very fast. Let me just look at the project itself. So it's going to be ILV. Is that what it is? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, best to go right here. Okay. And there we go. Okay. Oh yeah, this one really hasn't been doing much over the past few weeks. Yeah, this has been interesting. So yeah, it looks like you had a false breakout here, which was kind of annoying. Right now, there you go. You have that nice level of support, and it bounced off of it yesterday. Be careful if this breaks down. I'm assuming this thing may break down a little bit earlier than everything else, just if Bitcoin, Bitcoin starts coming down a little bit too. Let me go right here. Yeah, there was that false breakout. It closed up maybe on the 4-hour chart, had a one big spike, and then it just kind of went kaput on us, didn't it? All right. Might be hoping for something like this to occur. So over the next few days, perhaps if we can actually manage to hold this support level around 106, 106.8, that's a radio station out here, we can actually try to pop back above maybe the 118 level over here, cause a golden cross, leading it to actually have a breakout and then retest some of these highs from a few days ago. Maybe not expecting too much because over the past few weeks, you can see we really haven't had too much robust movement. But maybe just get back up here to the 127 level if we're lucky. Maybe even as far as maybe 134, 135. That would probably net you a profit if you were buying right now, around like 26% profit at the most. I think more realistically, you might be getting back up here towards 127. But I think there's an opportunity to make money here. But you can see over the last few weeks, this really hasn't had that big pop that you'd be hoping for. It had one sizable pop right here, and it just kind of went. It didn't really have much volatility afterwards. I think the reason for this mostly is, this is $100 token. And it's not really what I would say extremely popular one just yet. Maybe as it gets more volume, you should be able to see this get back up into the maybe like the $200 range. But as far as long term, as long as they're continuing to work on they have some good stuff going on. Sure, this thing used to be up at what, $1,900. It could probably get back up there as long as their team is still solid and they're able to achieve some goals as far as their metaverse game is concerned. But short term, keep an eye on this. Hopefully we can have a little bit of a bounce. You might even see another fake out here actually as we try to hold this level. But just hope that over the next few days we really don't start breaking down below this low. We kind of have a higher low, a barely higher low. As long as we can stay above that higher low, I think you have an opportunity for a short-term reversal to bring it back up here. Hopefully that golden cross there can really lead you to something good. The last time we had a golden cross over here though was way over here. And that was all the way back in March of 2022. Short-term pop that led to it. Then we came back down like a rock. Yeah, we don't have them too often. Looks like don't have them too often at all. Too often at all. Excuse me. Oh, what's right here? And hey, OBS Elite, will Ethereum come back down to 1,200 if you think it will buy when it, and if you think it will buy when will it happen? Oh, so as far as Ethereum is concerned, you're talking specifically about Ethereum coming back down to 1,200. Okay. Let's go back here. Yeah. So if I was to guess exactly when Ethereum might get back to 200, I would say probably over the next 45 days or so. I think we're going to have our retest. 1,200 isn't so bad. It's right around here, right? I don't know about us going back down here anytime soon, especially if the economy kind of stays in this general vibe that we're talking about. But I think you could see a pullback probably over the next 45 days or so as we look to get rejected off of some of these moving averages here, especially Bitcoin. And then, just kind of, I don't think it's going to be like a crash or anything like that. Hopefully not, actually. Where's my little marker? And there you go. Come all the way back down to here just slowly and then try to have a reversal. What you're most likely going to be looking for there, and at that point, though, is some pivot points. So just the basic Fibonacci of retracement levels here. Go from here to here. You might find a good pivot point closer to maybe $1,300, maybe not $1,200, but you might have a good pivot point right here at $1,300 and another good pivot point around $1,450. I think those are much more likely to hit. I'd be willing to up my price just to make sure I get a pivot point. Otherwise, it might get a little bit more risky here. But in the short term, watch to see what happens as it approaches this 1753 level. If we bounce off of this, I would probably have more faith in these other Fibonacci retracement levels hitting off. And the only way we're going to hit $1,200 maybe is if we hit 1,200 to come back down to 1,100 and then have the rebound there. So give it some time, but it's not going to be anytime soon if you ask me, unless the market really does do one of those quick reversals, which could happen, but I usually don't bet on the volatility of the market being that bad. But watch to see as Ethereum comes up against the 1747 level. That'll give you a good opportunity to see how those Fibonacci retracement levels are going to act up. Hey, D's. Well, unless China invades, we're actually in a great place. I think, yeah, well, nobody wants China to invade, and I think we're still in a good place, even if China did invade. As far as the market's concerned, we might take a hit, but I think we'd manage to rebound pretty well. If China invaded Russia, I mean, if China invaded Taiwan, I don't think Bitcoin at this point would even go to new yearly lows. I'm pretty sure we might just stick around like the $18,000-$19,000 range for a little bit, and then just kind of bounce off from that, because we all kind of saw what happened after the Russia invasion. We had a pretty nice rebound after that. Remember, guys, as a channel, I told you guys about the SPY puts. I think they ended up going up for like 700%. But you know, when we where's my SPY? Let's go to daily. I think this is it. Yeah. We traded the breakdown from the SPY, I believe, right here, and then made a whole bunch of money, like 700% out if we sold around here. We had the rebound for the double top, neckline break, retest, and breakdown here. And then stuff started to kind of go wonky, but you know, we had a pretty sizable rebound after that was said and done. And it's not like we broke down to new lows from over here from what we experienced back in October. You know, it was the following time after that when inflation started getting really bad. That's what led to some of the chaos. Not so much of the war itself or the announcement of the war, more of just how the inflation and supply chains were getting kind of wrecked out there. Aren't we all nerds with tons of disposable money here? I've been trying to figure out what I can do with my disposable money now. That's why I'm going out more and having more fun, or at least going to start doing that later on towards the end of this month. There we go. All right. It's right here. Okay, there we go. Making sure that's working okay. And hey, Dex, sold cheap just before the pop. Don't worry, man. You are not alone there. I know a lot of people that freaked out about SHIB right before the pop, and it just kind of went parabolic without them. Don't force yourself to try to make up for that lost money. Just kind of learn from the mistake and see if you can move on. Normally, what I would say is a lot of people just say the next time you're thinking about selling off everything, just sell off 75%. See what that last 25% does for you, and consider it a little bit more of a YOLO play. Well, not even YOLO, but like a learning experience, and see where it takes you. Tax haven Inu, yeah. Oh man. And hey, Dex, 50 possibly crossing the 200 is very interesting. For which time chart here? Which time chart? I'd be happy to look it up again. See, yeah, no worries, Georgia. I hope you're doing well, and always happy to fix it for you. There you go. And hey, Tony, no worries. Always happy to help you guys out. What's right here? It's right here. And hey, Ken, I have disposable income after the next crypto season. I think that's a good way to think right now. And guys, Bitcoin's really been doing a whole lot of nothing over the past few hours here. I don't like how the sideways chart is looking. The 1 hour chart any better? A little bit here. We're trying to put up a little bit of a fight again against the 20 moving average, the 1 hour chart. That's pretty interesting right now. We almost had an opportunity for a top neckline here, but we actually didn't break down below, which is pretty interesting. So Bitcoin still has some strength, everybody. We'll see how much more aggressive this bad boy wants to get. But so far, guys, I mean, we're edging up. We're edging up bit by bit here. And as far as, you know, a lot of the coins on CoinMarketCap.com, or just the coins in general, I guess. Over the last hour, you have Filecoin up 4%. Celsius is up a little bit. You're seeing some moves. I would say most coins are probably unch at this point, or even down a little bit. But you know, you are seeing some pump ups. Maybe I can actually go over here to Filecoin and add this onto the chart here. There we go. And let me add this right here. I'll watch a Bitcoin. 15 right there. Because that just looks like a whole bunch of boring stuff right there, right? I don't like the way that looks because it's just so aggressive. But Filecoin here on the 15-minute chart just had a pump above its 200. It looked like it's done that a few times before, so that's not nothing crazy, I guess. There you go. 1 hour pump up. Oh, this has had some interesting pump ups over the last few cycles. Yeah, or last few days. 4 hour here. All right. Oh, we're going to have a little more of a pump than that, though. This has the opportunity to go back up at least towards $8.92, maybe even higher. But for now, it doesn't look like it's doing anything too crazy. Anything else popping off on the aggressive side right now? What do we got? STMX up a little bit. New day. Let's see. Doge up a little bit. STMX, yeah. Matic up a little bit. I want to see if Matic finds a way to get back up here. I really want to see if it finds a way to get back up there. It almost had a head and shoulder, like a shoulder, head and a shoulder, but it never, it kind of broke a neckline there, but not a shoulder neckline, I guess. Maybe on 30 minute? Maybe a little bit. Shoulder, head, and shoulder. Some weird peaks along the way, though. But as far as Matic is concerned, guys, we're really close to a potential breakdown here, so just be careful. You know, I'd put more weight in the 20-day moving average here because we've been hopping above that pretty nicely so far. But this trend line here also does signify a potential break of the uptrend, and there's, you know, at worst going into a new downtrend, at best going into more of a sideways trend. That's perfectly fine for us as well. You have some good opportunities to buy around that time too. One second. There you go. And if I see something popping off, guys, I'll make sure to put that in the chart so we can watch it. This Bitcoin chart on the right-hand side is starting to really annoy me, though, because nothing's happening. Oh, man. It's right here. Hey, Ahmed, you're the best, bro. Came out of the hustle way too strong. I try not to hustle too much these days. When I was growing up poor, I used to hustle quite a bit. But now I can afford an Apple Watch, which I don't even hardly ever wear this. I prefer old classic style watches. But I'm saving up for a few rings. It's not, yeah, you guys know I promised my hours. But I don't even have to save up for the rings. I just don't know if I really want to spend that much money on a ring. There's some David Yurman rings that I really like forged carbon. They just look nice. But man, I don't know if I need to spend like $2,000 on a ring. It feels kind of like, why? But then I would always tell myself, because you can, right? Hold on one second, guys. Let me move my desk back down just a tad. Let me move mine. There you go. Ah, there we go. I look weird with no hair on the top of my head. All right, there we go. Back up here. Yeah, nothing is really popping off, guys. Spell token still doing okay. It's up 2% so far. Here's the 5-minute chart. A little bit of a curl. Maybe watching this one here for the next few minutes. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Spell token it is. I still have a bit of spell token. I've already bought back a little bit as well. Hopefully it can make me even more money today. This one's been a fun one to watch. And you see some okay pops here. And hey, D's 2.0. Oh man. Hey, Wesco Perez. Hey, Mike, why is SHIB down so much after the pop? Well, for both SHIB and Dogecoin, usually after they have nice pops, they usually come down pretty fast, right? So if I get out of here without, actually, I'll do this technicals on here in case we come back to it later on. Let's go to Dogecoin first, then we'll talk about SHIB. Most of the time after these guys have their nice big pops, they tend to come down quite a bit. That's nothing new for these coins. I used to have a thumbnail for one of my Dogecoin videos where every time Dogecoin would pop, when I had more time, I'd do a video about, hey, Dogecoin's popping, right? Let me see if I can go over here very fast. That's a double top, but I should be able to find a thumbnail that you guys would appreciate. If you guys have been here for a while, you know what the thumbnail I'm talking about, but let's see. There we go. This one. Oh, why is it so large? So when I see a Dogecoin breakout incoming and stuff like this, I'll usually post this. But you see, when you guys are reading it, it says pop, then drop. And that's because SHIB and Dogecoin both, when they pop, they usually have a pretty big drop afterwards. And I try to warn you guys that, hey, be careful if you guys are trying to buy into the pop instead of selling the pop, because most of the time you are going to be losing some money there. But as far as Dogecoin, here, we'll go to SHIB in a second, I promise. Dogecoin popped up like 16%. After that 16%, let's go from the highs, I guess. It fell down a whopping 12%. Pop, then drop. And you see this happen with a lot of coins, but you see some more volatility out here with the Inu coins and stuff like that. But the same thing over here for SHIB. SHIB popped up even higher. It ran smack dab into the 200 daily moving average, which is a tough level of resistance for any coin out there. Really, the heck is wrong with this mic today? There we go. I might have to tighten some screws up. Actually, let me do that now. Tighten? Nope. Okay, never mind. But anyway, it ran smack dab into that resistance level, and it also blew up a whopping, 42%. It's going to have to cool down a little bit. This is what you might call a pump and dump. It's already pumped. You're now in the dumping phase, and you're going to be hoping over the next few, days or so, it finds some type of support over here for us to bounce off of it, pivot, consolidate, then try to make another attempt to break out above this 200 daily moving average, and that'll be the great next area where you can start scaling out. Anywhere above this zone is going to be your next opportunity there. But it's going to be hard because Bitcoin's on the verge of breaking down right now, and by breaking down, it just means it's going to have to cool down for a little bit longer, maybe a few more days to even a week, which is fine. But it's going to make it a hindrance for some of these coins to really start seeing some big moves, right? Remember looking at Sheeb's ultimate rise to power? Huge sudden spike, tons of people hopping into it, and then a big crash afterwards. Big pop, crash. Nice volatility, crash, right? So, give it some time. It has an opportunity to, slow down its fall a little bit here. You might be looking at maybe just a simple Fibonacci retracement level. I don't know if it's been honoring the Fibonacci level so far, but let's see. Held, holding, broke down here, resistance now, may come back down to 1468. So it's currently on the downtrend here, but if you want to take an opportunity to buy it, you sure can. Otherwise, I think you're most likely just going to have to wait for it to break out sometime soon. Probably wait to break out sometime soon. Oh, did Bitcoin do something? Because this just popped up a little bit here. Yeah, I wonder what Bitcoin did. No, Bitcoin dropped. Never mind. There we go. All right, let's see. And hey, Ahmad, you got to short all of your funds? Oh yeah. Well, I'm not shorting much right now. I spent most of my day trading, and most of that had to do with the few Ethereum plays that I saw earlier throughout the day. But besides that, I haven't really been doing much out there. I've been trying to take it easy a little bit. I got a headache today, but I'm just been on my computer looking at rings and other jewelry stuff that I might want to buy here pretty soon, and having a couple Bitcoin charts in the corner of one of my monitors. And all I've been noticing is just the simple this thing. Let me just go over here. 4-hour chart with Bitcoin. I've just been watching these smaller breakdowns come up and seeing how much support they've been having, and you can see broke down, popped up above it. Just kind of keeping track of what's actually working here for Bitcoin. And I guess we had some other ones over here too, but some other breakdown opportunities. But I'm taking it easy as far as Bitcoin's concerned. I don't want to rush it too much because what I'm also looking for here. I'm hoping that if we break down from here, which I think can happen, please, oh please, let us just find some support around $23,000, and that's realistic to find support around $23,000, $1,000 from where we are now, and then we can try to rally back up here, consolidate even more, using this as a new base of support and see how much further we go up. But until I see us actually hold that, I'm just patiently just waiting to see how far the market wants to take us. Because again, I'll go right here very fast, guys. NASDAQ was up today about 0.75%, up 0.75%, 0.75%. Bitcoin right now is not up today or yesterday during its day candle. Bitcoin was down, let's see, from open to close, about 1% or so. So it's not going in the right direction. That's mostly because of the technicals we've been talking about, as far as Bitcoin's concerned. But, patiently just waiting out for each one of these breakdowns to hit, see which one we finally bounce off of. Then once we have multiple bounces on it, ooh, there we have support. Now it's time to buy. Whether it's double bottom or triple bottom, or just finding a steady level of support, I'll be looking to buy around those zones. I really want to see Bitcoin have a nice pop up there. Hoping it'll have a nice pop up there. There we go. See. Thanks, 120. I appreciate it. And hey, Mr. Pepper, there we go. Agree. Thank you, guys. Hey, Corinda. Hi, Michael, and everyone. Hope you're doing well. Corinda, let me know if you have any questions out there. And hey, Merlo. Yeah, let me check out Elon for you very fast. Well, actually, let's go over here. We can do it on that chart. There we go. So on the weekly chart, it's been interesting. Let me just get rid of all the old drawings and stuff like that. We're slowly heading back up here towards the 20-week moving average, which has been a pain historically. We managed to break above it here and then all of a sudden break down the next week, which was kind of interesting, and that was mostly because Bitcoin got faked out as well. But we did manage to have a fake out just like Bitcoin. You see a massive double top though, a top, neckline broke down below it, and we came down pretty far after that double top on Doge on Mars. Since then, we've managed to accumulate some. Well, I've been able to buy some up here over the past few weeks, and it's been doing fine. This week so far, starting off, it's not looking the best, of course, but that's just because we got rejected off of for Bitcoin yesterday. What I'm hoping will happen here is that we can just barely manage to stay above some of these trend lines here. I'm looking at this one right now. Right, you can always go with this one right here. We broke down from that one already, and you could always adjust it there. I'm just going from here to here now. We had a breakout yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago now. It didn't really do anything because Bitcoin got in the way and we got rejected, but there was an opportunity for it to go up even higher, so much so that after the breakout, we actually ran up around 20%. So if you actually played the breakout, you actually made a good amount of money here. But at this point in time, it really came back down hard, so be careful if you do want to be buying back into it. I would probably only want to be buying back into this if I can see the price come back down here a little bit more towards support. And then from there, I want to see that kind of grind and hold it for a few days at least, and then see that pop. I may not even buy it the first time it actually runs into the this trend line. I may actually wait a little bit longer, a few days, till I see the strength of this support level here to see it pop. So be careful with it. If you're going off of some Fibonacci extension tools, they're kind of wonky on this one. There we go, there we go, there we go. So normally we might be looking at the one target up here already, or even the 0.7861. We're not looking at those right now, so it's kind of weird. Instead we're looking all the way down here at the 0.5 one. So I'm not even going to try to say how low of a number this is right here, but you know, we're just getting held up a little bit. We've managed to get rejected off of that one here too. Right now though, if I was to be buying any, I would still have my scale out level starting around here at the 0.5, which is a whole bunch of zeros, 3961 at the end of it. And then from there, scale out level will be from here to here, 25 to 50%. 50 to 75% up here, and then if I had anything else I wanted to do for YOLO, maybe all the way up here, but this is pure YOLO territory up here, so just be careful with it. But there's an opportunity. I'm going to be greedy though, because I think this thing's going to be coming back down at least a little bit more. I want to see how it holds up to this trend line. Then from there, if I can make a bounce, I'll be more confident enough to actually buy into it. Now, that's for swing trading. I'm in this for the long term, and so far, you know, again, my average is something closer to down here, because even though I bought down here, I have, you know, other coins I've been buying. It's only up around 13%. At one point, it looks like it was up like 40%, but since I bought them, I haven't really done much selling of them. You know, it's only up on 14%. Dogecoin's up a little bit today, though. That's nice. There we go. And hey, Alan Time, welcome back, my man. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. And hey, Corinda, hopefully I can make some money this week since I'm out of work, have the COVID again from work. Oh yeah, COVID sucks, guys. I had COVID January, you guys know. Hope you feel better sometime soon though. And yeah, hopefully you can make some good money trading while you're at the computer. Once you actually have some time to focus, trading becomes a lot easier once you don't have to worry about work as much. And so far, Bitcoin's getting shorted a little bit. Let me see if there's been any whale activity here. And also, guys, there you go. Can I change this to dark mode? I don't know how to do that. That's fine. We haven't talked about whale number 3 in a hot minute. Not much stuff has been going on here. He took away 500 Bitcoin way back in the end of July. We didn't really talk about that because everything else, he moved all of his Bitcoin out of his old wallet, moved it all into this wallet. Kind of craziness going on here. But really, since all that kind of dramatic times, 320 here. He added that today, but we haven't seen him actually sell any Bitcoin off yet, or this person sell off any Bitcoin. So the level has been pretty standard so far. So no big news alerts there as far as, we trust that guy or person, gal to sell some Bitcoin off before a pretty nasty move comes in. We haven't seen that happen just yet since, the new wallet has been updated and stuff. Let's see. And hey, R Lake 13, happy to see you back, man. Second time here. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. Let me see right here very fast. Go to page 2 very fast on coinmarketcap.com. I want to see if there's actually any big moves happening over here. No, guys, we got a nice quiet market right now. I mean, I don't consider that too nice, but, you know, not much going on. Let me see the number 3. Xeon's pumping up a little bit in the last hour. Whitecoin is pumping up a little bit in the last hour. Ergo a little bit here. But the majority of coins right now are actually pretty quiet. I think everybody's purely just waiting on Bitcoin to continue dropping down here. I'm hoping that we can find that support level here. And again, if you guys are wondering, you know, we're like $427 away from that support level, so not too much further. And Bitcoin so far over the last 27 minutes is down about 115 points. Was a lot more earlier, of course. There you go. Let's see. And hey, we already talked about OP. If you go back a little bit, you should be able to see the replay of it. We talked about it, I think, like, what is it, 12:28? Yeah, probably half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago. Somebody asked about it already, so check it out if you can. All right, there we go, guys. Let me see what's popping over here. Anything popping up? No, nothing's popping up here. Let's do a quick little update since we're kind of waiting on a move here in the market one way or the other. Let's go over here to the watch list and talk about some of the things that I saw happen today as far as commodities are concerned. Now, this is UK oil. This is not American oil. This is UK oil. The UK oil actually dropped like 5% today. I don't know if they had some bad economic data or something, but it dropped here. It dropped actually by the end of the day. It dropped to 4.3%. That's a pretty big drop for oil. Meanwhile, US oil did not have that big of a drop. We just kind of went down a little bit here. We came down about 4%. Oh, that's actually still a pretty big drop in oil, actually. Oh, it must have happened towards the end of the day. Then let me check the 4-hour. Oh, I must have just looked at it here when we were popped up for a second. Okay, never mind. But yeah, oil continues to come down, everybody. That's the big gist of what I'm trying to say here. We're finding a little bit of a level of support here. I think eventually we are going to be able to break down and start heading back down towards $80 a barrel here. The fact that we're in a recession a lot earlier than anybody expected, that's really been leading to the major drop in oil prices, which has been good if you guys like to drive, bad if you guys want to have don't want to see layoffs happening anytime soon. But so far, nice general trend line. We're breaking down nice and quietly. You may see us get back down here to $83 or so over the next few weeks. And I think that'll lower the price of gas even more here, leading to maybe a little bit more people, a little bit more purchasing power, from everyday Americans out there. I want to see what's happening. Hold on 1 second here, guys. Go to that one. Let me pump this up. Let's see. There you go. So I know you guys probably can't read this in that much, so I'll zoom in just here. Financial Times. There you go. Oil prices fall after weaker than expected U.S. and China data. Gloomy reports from leading economies add to fears of slowdown in the global growth. All right, that's what I'm talking about normally on the channel. Oil prices fell on Monday as disappointing data from the U.S. and China complicated the economic outlook, driving a shift away from riskier assets. International oil benchmark Brent crude dropped as low as $92.78 a barrel as gloomy reports from the world's two leading economies added to worries that the slowdown in global growth will hit industrial and consumer demand. U.S. marker West Texas Intermediate slipped to 86.82, its lowest level since early February before Russia invaded Ukraine. Both indicators later trimmed their losses later in the day, with Brent settling down 3.1% at 95.1 and WTI settling down 2.9%. Okay, so that's why my mind's thinking of less percent for America. So Monday's moves came after Chinese economic data showed that retail sales rose 2.7% from year over year in July, while industrial production was 3.8% higher. Economists had forecast larger increases of 5% and 4.6% respectively. Analysts at Goldman Sachs says the data indicated that the growth recovery since the lockdowns in April and May, spurred by the Omicron 19 COVID variant, was stalled and even slightly reversed in July. Okay, so economic data is getting worse. I wouldn't say it's necessarily terrible data, but it's just not getting better. It's getting worse. So until we start getting better data out there, expect some people to be going risk off as far as assets are concerned. And risk off basically means you don't want to be holding much. You want to be betting against the market, or you just want to be holding your cash, waiting for an opportunity to go risk on. So you're opening yourself up to risk by holding assets. There we are. Let's see. Good for a realtor that drives a lot. Cheap gas is definitely good here. Here. Oops, messed up on that one. There we go. Average of 395 across the country now. Washington, it's still 480. Oregon 487, California 536, but it is getting cheaper in other places. Wyoming is 411, Montana 427, Texas 345, California 364. So, you know, other parts of the country are getting some pretty cheap gas prices, but the deep blue here is definitely having the best of it. Lucky them. All right, there we go. And who just asked a question here? Hey, Spa Jove, I don't know if I pronounced your name properly. CTSI, let's see. Go over here very fast. Should I move the Bitcoin chart to the 5? I just don't know. Sideways action is the most boring action possible. And after this, we'll look at dollar index very fast. There's not too much to talk about there. All right, there we go. So this one's been pretty interesting because it already had like a fake rally like well before in June. Then it came back crashing down, but not to new lows. So this thing really does have a pretty solid level of support, which is kind of interesting now that I look at it. So let me see what I can find out for you very fast. We still have that general uptrend up here. That's looking okay. We're we're pretty far away from it right now. So, you know, we're looking okay. Looks like we had a breakout earlier and that kind of popped off a little bit. We've come back down though below that support. We can only hold it actually for 1 day before breaking down here. So I'll get rid of this for now. If you wanted to day trade it, it looks like this was a good opportunity. Close on the 4 hour. There you go. There's your quick little pump up. Again, like some of those other coins out here, I do want to see it come back down here close to around 17 cents, maybe 17.25 cents. Down here, have that short reversal and pop back up. What I'd also be looking at here is bounce up some of those Fibonacci extension levels. There you go. And what do we see? Yeah, we hit the target level of 1 perfectly. Well, not perfectly. We hit it pretty well. Got rejected off it, and now we're just cooling off again. Hit the got rejected right up here as well. Also, the trend line was up here. That's fine. Okay, so I might, if I buy down here, I might do a small scale out around 18.5 cents. Majority of my scale out somewhere around 19.5 to 20 cents. And then from there, if we can go a little bit higher over the next few days, I think we might be able to deal with some of the resistance levels from this old pop that we had, I think, back in June. And then see some moves around 22 to maybe even as high as 24 cents. I would probably be all out of this by 22 cents though, maybe with like a 5% left over if you really cared about it, and see if it went up even higher. But I'd be the majority of my position would be out between 20 cents and 22 cents with a first scale out spot somewhere around 18.5 cents. See, and hey, first name California here. Gas is still like $6. Oosh. Yeah, it's still expensive. I know. Oh, gas isn't cheap, guys. Don't let them fool you. Gas isn't cheap, but it is better than where it was a few months ago, and I'm really grateful for that. Even if it was because the global economy is slowing and everybody's, you know, thinking of a worse recession incoming. Let's see. And hey, Edward, what's up, Michael? First time to view the stream. I appreciate it very much, Edward. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. I'm always here to help you guys out. So far, guys, as a little bit of a quick update about what's going on here with Bitcoin. What's the best way to show you guys this? I thought I already had a technical stream. Oh, there we go. Okay. There's a few things going on right now. Take this off right here. And thanks for subscribing, Edward. I appreciate that a lot. Here we go, guys. There we are. Okay. So right now, let's take away some of these moving averages here. Why is it a weekly? Let's go back to the chart. There we go. There we go. So at this current point in time, before we start talking about levels of support and whatnot that we're going to be talking about here fairly soon, over the past few weeks, we've been really trying to just break above this simple trend line right here, and it's been very, very hard. We've also been dealing with the 200 exponential moving average. That's been something that's been fairly annoying to, you know, try to keep track of. But basically, if you put it on your chart, the 200 moving average is right around there, okay? We have not been able to break out above it. Until we are able to break above that, any rally, any big moves of any of your favorite altcoins more than they've already gone before is kind of on hold unless you get lucky with a random pop that goes against the current grain of Bitcoin. And because we have tried, if I can go back over here, once, twice, almost 3 times there, another one here, another one here, and another one here. Each and every time we get really close to breaking out, in fact, we even break out temporarily, What happens? Rejected. Attempt, rejected. Attempt, double top, rejected. Up here, double top, rejected. Each and every time we're just seeing some pain here. So that's why I think you're seeing every single time we get up there, shorts feel very emboldened to start shorting Bitcoin down and take some easy profits. And so far for them, this has been some easy profits. So guys, what's our next step? I think fairly soon we're going to come out here and we're most likely going to retest this sometime today, if we're lucky, sometime tomorrow. But we're just going to test this trend line from over here from July 26th all the way up here to August 10th. If we manage to break down below it, I think we're going to find a level of support somewhere around 23,000. We have broken down below a lot of trend lines over the past few months, so over the past 2 months, and we've still been able to bounce. So these are short-term shorting opportunities if you guys want to take them. Here's what I'm talking about now. Let me find a ray tool. We broke down right there, right? We broke down right there. Do I even have the ray tool on here? Why don't I have this starred? There we go. We broke down here. That was a nice shorting opportunity. We almost broke down here because of the CPI data, but the CPI data saved us. So, just because we break down, it doesn't mean we're going to be ultimately crashing at this point. It just means we're taking a little bit of a cool down, a little bit of a cool down, a little bit of a cool down, and we're going to be better off after all said and done because we still have another opportunity to break out. I think at this point in time, though, what you're really going to be focused on, besides just trying to break out here and trying to hold these support levels, is just to keep the pattern going. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Hopefully, a higher low that matches up with this trend line here, or a higher low that matches up right here. Either way, if we continue on this path of higher lows, we have another opportunity to find a support level. Then we start getting more traction here, and then we can start to come back up and attack this moving average that's hidden up here and this trend line here. And if we're able to do that, that's where Bitcoin can get back up to $26,000, $27,000, even $28,000. That's what we're hoping for. But I think going forward, we're just testing out these support levels right now. Hopefully we find a support at one of them and then just kind of rebound up a little bit. The NASDAQ still has room, the S&P still has room, and the Dow still has a little bit of room left over in order to keep on keeping Bitcoin moving up in that right direction here. But for now, we have that last breakdown here. We're so close to the target breakout, but it's just kind of slow moving at this point in time. Slow moving with a mix of altcoins right now. You guys can see the right-hand side of my screen. Dogecoin's up a little bit, ADA's down a little bit, Shiba's up a little bit. Shiba's Unch actually. There's up a little bit. AXS up a little bit. Everything else is pretty much negative. Gala just went negative. AXS just went positive. So, we're seeing more red than green right now, but there's some, wouldn't say gems, but there's some opportunities. See. And hey, Simon, Michael, what are the indicators you have found work best for you? It depends on your style of trading. I'm much more of a swing trader traditionally, so I like having moving averages most of the time. So the 20, the 50, and the 200. I tend to use the simple exponential, sometimes DEMA, sometimes TEMA, but simple and exponential moving averages work pretty well for me. As far as indicators, one of my friends created Chart Prime. It's an algorithm. I like it. He lets me use it for free because I'm friends with Alex. It's really nice. I enjoy using that quite a bit. You can see some bearish divergences and stuff and all types of cool stuff on his charts. But of course it's paid for. So, but I like MACDs, RSIs, Bollinger Bands if you wanted to go that route. Ichimoku clouds can be very nice sometimes, even though the last time we hit the Ichimoku cloud didn't work out the way I wanted to because this bear market was like really, really bearish. Here, let me show you the Ichimoku cloud very fast. But I use a whole number of them. You got like your typical, stuff over here. That's fine. Your RSIs. There's a multitude of things you can use. Figure out what works best for you. I think a simple RSI MACD combo with your basic moving averages and some basic patterns is usually an okay thing to do. And then if you want to add on some extra perks on top of that, you can always use Fibonacci extensions, retracement levels, maybe even a fib circle if you really want to. But they do their job pretty well. Just don't overinterpret what they actually are trying to tell you. Most of them are just kind of like lagging indicators. So you're trying to use the lagging indicator to kind of forecast a future thing, future positions. which can be a little bit more tricky if you try to focus all of your attention on there. Just try to really think about trading as finding those support levels, those resistance levels. And if you find a pivot point, you buy at the pivot point, you sell at another pivot point. That's the main goal of trading right here. But you're trying to guess where those zones are at based on all multitudes of levels of resistance and supports. Yeah. Okay. So here we haven't looked at the Ichimoku cloud a hot minute here. Ichimoku cloud. Right. Oh, you can see right now that's some of the resistance we're facing at the moment here for Bitcoin, breaking out of the Ichimoku cloud. We were able to break out of it a while ago over here. Where was it? Yeah, right here. And we actually had a little bit of a nice rally, if you guys can see this. I don't know if this is colored properly for you guys to see it the best way. Maybe if I make thicker lines here or something. Actually, you know what? Let's keep these lines thinner, but let's make the lines that matter that we're actually trying to break out above thicker. Maybe that'll do okay. Yeah, that might do okay. Okay, maybe. But basically, we broke out here above the Ichimoku cloud. We had a good time. You can see it was a level of resistance for us right here, some resistance up here. You know, after we had some of those crashes, maybe the weekly chart would may look a little bit better. No, it's not going to do any good for us right now. We're way too far out for the weekly one. But basically, you know, we've seen some pretty strong levels of resistance. We managed to break back into it over here over the past 2 weeks, kind of finding a little bit of a zone. We're finding some resistance actually around the 24,984 level. Fairly soon, though, we see a crossover, which means we could be looking at a potential drop happening sometime towards the end of August going into September. We'll see what happens there, but if we can just manage to break above this, usually breaking out above the Ichimoku cloud really does lead to some good results. Back over here during, I know this looks so ugly. We managed to break out right here out of the cloud. How do I don't usually change the colors because it looks fine to me, but I'm just looking at the stream and it doesn't look like it's all that good. Maybe I just need to change these ones up. Maybe that'll work out for us. Maybe these ones are just what we need to change up. There you go. So these darker colors represent the cloud, or just thicker lines, the cloud. When you break out the cloud, usually you're looking at some good opportunities there. Breaking out the cloud. Breaking out the cloud usually nets some stuff. Not always, but I have been a big fan of Ichimoku cloud. So, but so far it looks like we actually have a little bit of a resistance for one of them right now. I need to figure out how to fix it up though, so it looks a little more aesthetically pleasing. And then, Mr. Pepper, since oil and gas prices rose up so much the past few years, will jobs truly be lost when the price goes down? Even though that is historically the norm, I mean, this time it's different. They must lower by winter. It depends on where you're at, right? So in America, it's very, very good for us right now. I mean, the economy is slowing. People are not spending a lot less money. You know, rate hikes are going to start hurting the American people even more over the next few months and even quarters now, right? The thing is, Europe needs oil really bad right now. Not even oil, just energy. And because they're usually dependent on Russia energy. That's the way they kind of set it up, so they don't have to have as many. I don't even know. They don't have to produce as much energy there. They can kind of keep their air a little bit cleaner, perhaps. But because of that, they need oil from Russia, and Russia's not really giving them as much oil or natural gas as they need because there's a tit for tat going on right now, of course, because of this horrible war in Ukraine. They're going to need energy in order to really keep up their industry, so to speak, Pepin. And here's what I mean by that. So let me go over here. Let me do this while we're waiting for Bitcoin to do something special. Energy ration. There we go. Okay, so this is from The Guardian, or I don't know. Let's just go to CNBC. That's something we all know, right? So Russia is blackmailing us. EU asked member states to ration energy as Putin tightens grip on gas supplies. Like, you know, it's weird to see a Western democracy rationing energy. It's very, very weird. It's not something we're used to. But that's basically what's happening. Now, this is all the way back from July 20th. Things are getting worse since then, okay? So this is my opinion. So we're going to have to figure out how we can help them get energy, but they're already going, they're setting off a, I don't want to ramble here, guys. Sorry, guys. the EU is setting up a process to try to use more energy up, but that's dependent on corporations and everyday households going along with it and saying, hey, for the good of everybody around me, I'm going to be using much more less energy. Maybe companies may get sued, or they may get a fee if they don't listen. But I'm assuming that fee is going to be worth it if they have electricity for their workers, right? Or they're able to finish up production on a vehicle, whatever it may be. So we're kind of in a weird spot. Yes, things are, gas prices are going down. Gas prices going down are not going to cause people to lose their jobs. But the fact that the recession is getting worse is a reason that the oil prices are coming down. A slowing economy, a slowing global economy, that's what's causing energy prices to go down. And as the economy gets worse, you're going to start seeing more layoffs, more pain, less spending. That spiral that kind of starts off a major recession, or a recession, because we're already at the top. We're at the top of it. You guys remember Davy Jones, Captain Jack Sparrow? I think that's the third movie where they're that kind of that giant whirlpool, right? Where everything just kind of goes crazy and they're fighting and all that good stuff. Well, we're at the top of the whirlpool, just starting to spiral in. We're not even in the bad territories yet. I don't think we're going to the bottom of the whirlpool. I don't even think we'll even go to the middle of the whirlpool if we're lucky. We're going to be somewhere from the top and the middle. But we're really we're just now turning into the whirlpool because we just really entered a recession just, a few weeks ago now. Hopefully that made sense. Hey, first name, 88 Dogecoins per gallon at my local gas station. Oh no. It could be worse though. It could be worse. I know some people have in the 7s and 8s. Let's see. Hey, Eric, long Bitcoin at 24K. Do you think it will hold? Right now it looks okay. You might just stop loss there, so no matter what happens, you don't really risk losing too much money out, because right now you bought before we hit either one of these support levels here, which is fine. You could always buy early. Just make sure you have your stop loss there. But yeah, I think I would probably have a stop loss somewhere around this 23,582 level, just in case. But until then, you're going to be hoping that we can kind of bounce around a little bit and then make that big move. We're pretty much going pretty slow at this moment in time. We're not actually seeing much volatility. The only volatility we've actually seen has been this little V-shaped dip. Besides that, we've been going a whole bunch of sideways, my man. So there hasn't been much of a move here saying ooh, we're looking at some really exciting stuff. It's been a whole bunch of sideways so far. But yeah, so far you're looking okay. I might have a stop loss exactly at 24,000 or maybe 23,500 or so. And I would just kind of wait to see what happens. But so far it looks like you're in the money here. Might as well see where it takes you. And hey, Pippin, rising wedge on the daily, exactly. Higher lows, higher lows. We want to keep those higher lows up for the next few hours. There we go. Hey, Michael. First name. Can I make a more in-depth video about using Ichimoku clouds? Yeah, I could make one. I'll put it on my list to do for later on this month. They're a little more complicated. I got to figure out a way to make it look nice when you guys are looking at it. I just have trouble with it looking nice on the chart right there. But yeah, Ichimoku clouds are pretty nice. They're very useful, especially when looking at some longer term resistances and trying to find some patterns out there. I mean, you could even use Ichimoku clouds on 4-hour charts and stuff like that if you really wanted to. I think you guys here. Where are we at? Where is it? Oh, there we go. No, this is going to be too much of a jumbled mess for you guys to see. I'm not going to. It's too much of a hassle here. Maybe I can do. No, I'll try to fix it up. This isn't the standard Ichimoku cloud that you guys look at normally. The colors look a little bit off to me as well. But yeah, I'll make a more in-depth video for you guys probably over the next couple weeks. That won't be anytime soon, just because I'm pretty slammed with some work here and I got new sponsorship to deal with. And hey, first time, yeah, definitely a bit of an information overload. That's exactly why, yeah. Less is more. Oh, man. And hey, first time, have a good time playing some Arkham Asylum. I haven't seen that game in a long time. It's a good one, though. Let's see. Hey, Miss Pippin. Thanks, Mike, but I was hoping we were coming out of the whirlpool. No, I wish, guys. I wish. If you go over here to, let me see if I can find something for you guys very fast on YouTube. I'm not gonna be able to play the video here, but let's see. Let's see. I want to see if I can find a video here. No. Okay. There's a few videos I would recommend you guys check out, but one of them, I guess, right here is the recession will be in 2023. Barnstein's advisor you. Look for the videos like this that say the recession will be in there. Don't believe every single thing these people say. You don't have to. That's what I'm saying. But get an idea of what their thought process is and why things are getting worse, not better. That's my opinion there. Maybe I can hold on a second here. Oh, I messed up on this one. Hold on. Oh, it's not even popping up. Never mind. Okay, it's fine. But yeah, basically, give it some time. Do some research if you guys want on your own time. I'm always here to help you and answer any of your questions. You know that. But you know, the best way, Pepin, to think about us getting out of the whirlpool is you start to see growth. If we start seeing growth, that could be a huge positive move for everybody, at least in America. That'd be a really strong indicator saying, hey, time to start buying assets at a good rate and see where it goes from there. But until I start seeing growth, I'm just going to be much more pessimistic on the state of crypto and the state of the market, right? You guys know I still have lots of assets. I've been trading some of them quite a bit, buying some, selling some. But overall, you know, I'm still bearish on Bitcoin only because of the economic data coming out, which is better than expected, but it's not good. The media rightfully says it's good news, but it's still bad. It's still bad, the number that you're seeing on the screen. Dogecoin popped up a few percent over the last few minutes here. Dogecoin's popped up around 4%. Seeing a little bit of a pop here from the good old Doji. There we go. So Dogecoin's making a move here. Let me see right here. It's right here. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. And hey, Monica, how much you are early today? Did you do those Walmart puts? I did not do the Walmart puts. I totally forgot actually about playing with the Walmart puts. How did Walmart do? Let's go 15. Let's get the Ichimoku clad after there. Send it hours. It looks like it popped up a little bit. Looks like it popped up a little bit here. Let me see if I go over to cnbc.com very fast. No, I don't see anything about Walmart in here. Did Walmart have earnings today, or are they for tomorrow? Here, hold on. Actually, let me just go over to Finviz. That'll make my life a little bit easier. Oh, it's tomorrow before market opens. Yeah, I totally forgot, Monica. I'll watch it in the morning and we'll talk about it tomorrow afternoon. I'll be interested to see if we actually break down or not. I totally forgot about that one, plus especially with the Target ones too. I hope what's Target going to be doing? TGT. August 17th. I might have to just go with the Target longs here and see how those work out. Yeah, I can't forget tomorrow to buy those options. These are very, again, Monica, these are shorter. I'm not putting a whole bunch of money behind these because they're very aggressive shorts, puts, and and calls just because they're really volatile. I don't want to risk too much money on here. My goal is to turn a little bit of money into a lot of money on these plays. But yeah, I still want to see if Walmart goes down tomorrow, and I want to see if Target manages to go up to the day after tomorrow for sure. So I'll keep an eye on it though. I'm mad at myself for actually missing that though. See, and anybody, have a good rest of your night. Let's see. And always, Pep, and happy to help you out. When we start seeing growth, I'll be much more excited about what's going on here in the market. Once we start seeing growth, it'll be much, much better off. Let's see. Make a move right here. There we go. Okay, perfect. Oh, there we go. Okay, no worries, guys. All right. Hey, Frogget, bullish? What's bullish? Burlish? Burlish. I can't tell if you're bearish or bullish. There you go. Oh, and you guys have been voting. You think we're going to have another attempt of a breakout this week? I'm going to be excited to watch that with you guys. I'll probably end up doing some longer streams here as long as the market's still going in our favor here. Oh yeah, Walmart earnings tomorrow. Remember? Yep, exactly. Tomorrow before market hours. I want to see how this plays out. Now I think Walmart earnings aren't going to be good because of that big announcement they made a few days ago or a week ago now, saying that their earnings weren't going to be good. But maybe the market priced that in, and with some good news, maybe it'll even pop. But these are some really aggressive YOLO plays. Basically, whenever I do earnings, they're usually YOLO plays, so I'm risking a little bit of money to make a lot of money. But usually they've worked out pretty well for me. Tomorrow I'll see how. Tomorrow I'll check up on the options and see how much they've gone up in the last 24 hours or so, and hopefully the puts have gone up for me. If not, might have saved myself from a bad trade there, but I'm still hoping we can see some good moves there. And hey, Pepper, what do you look for growth? I mean, without waiting until earnings. So Visa and the Master and the credit card companies are usually pretty good as far as telling what growth is. Most people, I don't have any of my cards here. Oh, I have my cards. Okay, so I have like cash in here too, don't I? Okay, so like I have a bunch of cards here, right? Some are credit cards, some are business cards, a lot of credit cards actually, a lot of credit cards. Geez, debit cards, a few debit cards in here. And I even have like annual passes to the national parks. But all these other cards in here are all credit cards and one driver's license. Most of these say Visa or MasterCard on them. I used to have an Amex card, but that was when I was working for a private company. Maybe Amex there, but not everybody takes Amex cards. But American Express. But these companies will usually share their data talking about how many people are buying, if they see a slowdown or growth of spending, right? Fairly soon you're going to see that growth is going up because Christmas season is here. It's going to be a weird fake out if you ask me, but that's when you might see the closest new growth coming in. But yeah, so normally checking out Visa and MasterCard, they usually will tell you some good news there. Let me see if I can find one for you very fast. Let me just hop on here so we can still watch Bitcoin. Let's see. Can I find one? No, I can't find any recent articles about it. Let me see if I can find it. You hear them talk about it every now and again on CNBC. Let's see. No, all the stories have to do, I guess, with Visa and MasterCard suspending payments for a R-rated website that I guess takes your money for pleasurable views of intercourse. So that's what the majority of the news on Visa is that I just looked up. So I don't want to look at it that anymore. But yeah, it's usually they'll talk about some of the economic data because they track in real time how many purchases are being done. So if they notice that like last month there was like $5 billion worth of goods bought with debit cards or Visa cards, if the next month it's like 4.7, they notice that and they'll talk about it. Those CEOs will talk about it. You'll see them go on CNBC and Fox Business and talk about some of these things. Now, it's not specifically the big drop, whatever, but stuff they notice that's kind of the small tweaks. They have a lot of data that rich people pay for. I don't pay for it, but a lot of people pay for it. And hey, Corinne, yes, I sure can. And hey, Mattis, happy to see you back. Excuse me, oosh. Excuse me. There we go. Now, as far as this is concerned, Magic Empire Global. I don't know if there's much I can look at here for you. MEGL? Yeah. I don't know if there's much I can look here for you. Corinda, let me see if I can find it on Finviz. So this just IPO'd from, looks like it's from Hong Kong. We're not going to have much data there anytime soon. This is more of something of a YOLO play where you might be able to make a quick buck on it. So let's talk about it in that context. Now, on the daily chart, you're not going to be expecting all too much here. We really just don't have much data to go off. There's just not much data to go off here yet. It's only been open for like the past week and a half, perhaps. Since we're kind of in unknown territory here, what you might want to be looking for on the short term, and I'm talking about really short term, let me see what I can find out for you. All the technicals I give you are not going to be as accurate as you want them to be, just because of how how new this stock is. But what you're going to be looking for is most likely this uptrend to continue. You're going to be looking at some of these resistance levels, like resistance working out so far. If you do want to buy sometime over the next few days for a short-term profit, I would probably, as long as you're buying under 20 bucks, I think you're going to be okay for this. I'd most likely would want to see it, you buy around 20 bucks and sell probably around 25 to 30 bucks. From there, that's going to be a beautiful scale out level. If you wanted to make some positions out of this, or decide how much you want to scale out, I might scale out, if you're buying around 20 bucks, like anywhere below this level, I might scale out 25% here. Sorry for the horrible drawing skills. 25% here, another 25% here. And if it does a larger pop, anywhere from 25% to 50% up here. Or what you can do is you can cancel this one out, do 25 here, 50 here. And if it manages to go up even higher, since it has dropped down quite a bit, of course, then you might be able to get the rest of that last 25 somewhere up here around 50 bucks or so. I think that's going to be a really strong move, but you do know over the past few days, this really did rally up like 130%. It could happen when it's having such a rapid growth like this. But I would probably scale out part here, call it done, or just scale out 25, 25, 25, 25, and kind of just be willing to take up some of these lower profits in order to make sure you're not taking on too much risk. Anything under 20 bucks, I think would be okay. Stop loss would probably be very generous, somewhere down here around 13 bucks. This is going to be something you're probably going to be holding for a hot minute. And by that, I mean maybe like 3 to 4 days. And if you want to, you can have a stop loss around here at $13 if you want to. Otherwise, you're going to, this is more of a quick in and out, multi-day, not really holding it for too long there. But have that stop loss there, or just be careful if it does start breaking down below this little bit of support that you have here on the 4-hour chart. I'll see on the 50-minute chart, because the daily chart really doesn't, it won't tell you much at all right now. You're going to have to just let this sit for like a couple weeks at least before you get any really sturdy data out of it. So an opportunity to make a quick buck. Be careful about how aggressive you go into it, because it is going to be risky though. That 15-minute chart probably means you're going to be watching in the back of your eye or back on your phone every now and again while you're at work. And hey, Keezy, it's almost like the market makers are rinsing and repeating their capital without letting the market really rally. Surprise, surprise. Just get used to the corruption-y stuff in the market. Market makers aren't really regulated too much in America, I don't believe. Well, for crypto, they may get more as some of these exchanges face more regulation in America. But a lot of remember, I don't know any major exchanges in America that are actually from America. Femex, who sponsors this channel, is from Singapore, awesome country. Singapore also has Bitget, which is another big fan of mine. Binance, I don't think Binance is in America. KuCoin's not in America. I think KuCoin's in Europe somewhere. Coinbase is in England. There's not really any exchange, as far as I know, that's actually in America. Probably because they don't want to deal with all the regulations and stuff. But there's a lot of people moving into tech. And they just a lot of them want to see more about crypto, and America doesn't want to see that happen just so fast. Imagine having a job offer from Facebook, and you're like, no, I want to go work for this crypto startup. I mean, that's what people are doing. People are doing that flat out. And it's great because they feel like they're actually doing something great and not working for Facebook. I work for Facebook for the amount of money they pay people, though. It's nice money. I bought 3 puts expiring August 26 for 90 cents each. I'm up $18. Bought them in the AM when it was up. That's great, Monica. Let me know how they work out. I hope somebody makes money off of those. I hate when I have a plan and it doesn't work out. But it seems like you bought some cheap ones there for 90 cents each. So around like what, almost $300 or so. And you're up $18. Bought one up. Okay, you have a good opportunity to watch everything close up in the morning. If it opens up really well for you and the Walmart's down, for me, my plan is just to sell them right in the AM, like maybe within 15 minutes of the market opening up. But that's just me. You could always kind of change up your plan accordingly, or stick to your plan accordingly. At 125 straight, oh, that's not bad at all then. And hey, Doge is trying for another breakout. It's sure trying right now. Dogecoin is making a little bit of an aggressive move up here. Bitcoin's still grinding up here bit by bit. I like the way that looks. And you actually see SHIB is also up around 2%. Not as much as Bitcoin and no Dogecoin, but it's going up here. And we like to see stuff going up. Yeah, no worries, Karina. Happy to help you out. And hey, can you check out Total 2? I don't know if Total 2 is on. Well, let me just see. Is Total 2 on here? Crypto. It's not on coinmarketcap.com. Is it a stock? If it's a stock, I may be able to find it here. Total 2. No, crypto total market cap. Unless you're talking about that, but are you just talking about the market cap? Because if you want to, we can talk about billions of market cap. That's fine. I haven't talked about it in like 5 months or so, but we can talk about it. I'm always happy to. But let me know if this is what you're really talking about or a coin. Because there are always these weird coins. I have no idea what they are, but I wanted to, normally people aren't asking about market cap. That's why I asked. So let me know, my man. I'd be very happy to look at it very fast. I left it right there for us in case you do want to talk about it. And then Christopher, can you give us a look at OP and give us a good target area? Hey, Christopher. Yeah, I answered this already earlier today. I don't know if it got lost in the earlier part of the video, but let me see. There you go. Now, do it here. So it looks like OP is relatively new to Binance here, but so far what we've been looking at is basically some, there you go, some extension levels here. You have a few different ways you can look at it, but this is the way I've just been looking at it more recently. We got rejected off of the 1.68 level. We're finding support way down here around 134, kind of where we found support a little bit ago. So if you guys are looking to buy into this, I would probably have a stop loss a little bit less than that, closer to maybe $1.34. That's what I'd be more than happy with as far as stop loss is concerned. Until then, what I'd be hoping for is it can actually consolidate here a little bit longer. Oops. And then eventually manage to break out if Bitcoin allows. But over the short term here, guys, we'd managed to just break down below the 20 moving average here on the daily chart. That's not really a good sign. On the 4-hour chart, though, there we go. We had our death cross a while ago. I want to see if we can manage to start breaking back out sometime over the next 16 hours before we start having some of these death crosses here. That's what leads me to believe, if we start having those death crosses, then I'm going to be more worried about us coming back down to $1.15, $1 or so. This kind of already had a nice peak. It broke out above some of those resistance levels, depending on which one you were using, whether it was this one right here or if you were using this one right here, right? They don't really diverge too much here. It's just we're going for the orange one instead of the pink one right there, if that makes sense. But ultimately, I think I need to use a 134 stop loss here, and I think we're going to be consolidating for a little bit of time. But the moment we start breaking down below this 200 on the 4-hour chart, I think that's ultimately where this rally dies off and you start heading back down here for a quick drop. And, by that, I mean, you're going from 156 back down to maybe 125 to 115. So be careful with it. If you're hoping for the next big run here, I mean, you're not going to really have too much of a Fibonacci extension level here just because of how big this drop is. But maybe you just want to see us get back up to 226 or something. I'd be more than happy to just start scaling out from any position I have right now or if any position I buy over the next few hours. probably closer to 188 or 180 and to 220, I'd be happy to scale out then, to be honest, because that'd be a pretty nice move. But so far, this has had a pretty nice drop down, got rejected. This is your buying zone right here. If you guys want to buy any more, go for it. Just make sure you have that 134 stop loss to protect yourself. It's a pretty aggressive stop loss, or it's a pretty liberal stop loss, so you're willing to lose a little bit more money for it. Otherwise, you just, since the dip already happened technically, otherwise you might be looking at a stop loss of 145-ish, but I might just move it down to 140. I want to give it more room. But yeah, those would be some good opportunities for you right there. Look at those Fibonacci extensions, though. They match up really well for that chart. And hey, Critical Thinker, I'm bearish. Bearish over the next few months. Right now, we're still pretty bullish, though, in the short term. Hey, Warmer Weekend Times. Could you look at silver's price action between 2001 and current year and Bitcoin's value between the start of 2016 and 20? Give me the tickers for each one of those on TradingView, and I can probably do that pretty fast. Let's see. And hey, Merlo, are you talking about market cap, Bitcoin market cap, or total crypto market cap besides Bitcoin? If so, let me know. I just asked you a couple seconds ago. You said the same thing though. Let me know if you want the market cap for all crypto besides Bitcoin. I'll look at it for you. And no worries, Christopher. Always happy to help you guys out. I'll give Merloff or Merle Rose MF a chance to answer the question very fast. And if he does, I'll look at that total market cap very fast. And hey, Critical Thinker. Let's go, my fellow bear. What targets you looking at, bro? Right now it varies. Well, no, actually, it does not vary for the larger moves down here. But I want to see us kind of come back down to around the $14,000, $15,000 level over the next few months. I guess now months, because we already had this nice little rally here. But ultimately, what I'm looking for, and a long story short, is my buying zone, which I took advantage of once so far this year, since we didn't really have many opportunities to take it, is right around here, right? Somewhere between 12,000 and all the way up here at 20,000. This has been my prime buying zone. I'm hoping we can get somewhere in the middle of this zone. I don't know if we're actually going to fall all the way back down here. I doubt it, but I'm hoping we can come back to 15,000, 14,000. On top of that, something that I've always liked using on Bitcoin is some of these larger Fibonacci levels, because they can get pretty wild here. And I've thought about a couple different ones, but so far this Fibonacci level worked out pretty well. Support. They actually worked out fairly well for me. So what I thought about doing is taking the Fib levels off, doing that, and we got one that worked right here. This one didn't work as well, but I think we might, I don't think we're going to be falling down more than like 11,000, but we did find an okay support around here. And if you kind of adjust this a little bit right down here to this older level, right? It still worked out okay there. Go over here to the daily chart. Right. We held up for just a little bit. I think we had some really crazy experiences because of the exchanges going down. But I really think 14,662, that's a really good opportunity for me to really buy some up. And if we really do get down as low as like 10,000 or 12,000, I mean, I don't think we're going to get much lower than that personally. I know people say we can, but I hope not. But those are some of the pivot points I'm looking for. Also on the monthly chart here, I did this just for YOLOs. But you go all the way back over here to one of the first big spikes. I wonder what would happen if, let me adjust this actually. Wonder if we just come back down here again towards the $15,000, $14,000 level. Maybe we'll find an opportunity there. This has been a lot longer process, of course, but a test. No test here, but maybe we'll have a test after all said and done. Then we can start consolidating and moving on from here. Hopeful of it, but you never know. Yes. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let's talk about it for a second. So as far as the market cap is concerned, I mean, it pretty much follows the price of Bitcoin. I think we all know this for the most part. It might have moved up to a little bit more than Bitcoin, but ultimately that's what we're looking at. You've seen a lot of growth in Bitcoin over the past few, market cap over the last few months, as you guys might have expected here after seeing all these nice big booms here. But we're fairly close to breaking down again. I'm hopeful that though, because I'm in short term a little bit more bullish, I do want to see if we can actually have a big pop from here going over the next 2 to 3 days, and then try to start moving up here. Wow, the moving average is gone. There we go. There we go. And start moving back up here to at least retest this old level of resistance up here around $708 billion market cap. I think it's definitely possible. Bitcoin doesn't have to move up a lot for the rest of the market caps to kind of catch up from here. I'm hoping that's what's going to happen pretty soon. I don't think we're going to get anywhere close to the 200 daily moving average here. On the weekly chart, though, just like with everything else, we are heading up here for the 20-week moving average. We did pop above it short term, just like a lot of other crypto coins did last time, but we got rejected pretty handily. Ultimately, though, again, I don't really look at market caps all too much, or I just don't, care for them as much. If you do some of the similar things we did with Bitcoin, you can see similar levels of resistance getting rejected off of this one right now. We need to cool down a little bit. Let's see if 2 days of cooling off was enough. But I think that next big pullback, it's way up here on $899, $900 billion market cap. I don't see us hitting that anytime soon, guys, anytime soon. So in the meantime, what I want to see happen is us consolidate back down, us have a pivot point somewhere off here for the market cap, either right here around 644 billion, which I think is even more likely. That's around that Bitcoin 23,000 level, even though this isn't Bitcoin's market cap, or way down here around 609 billion, and then from there we can actually have a little bit more of a larger move here. But I think you're going to see this get a little bit more volatile than Bitcoin, especially as Bitcoin looks to see if we're going to be breaking down, going back down to 23,000, even 21,000 over the next week or so, or if we're going to be able to bounce off. I think you're going to see this be a lot more volatile than the normal total market cap, which is going to be fun for you guys to trade. But I don't normally put too much stock in this type of stuff. I'm basically watching maybe this breakdown here. We're in a perilous position, but if you guys look at any Bitcoin chart, you guys can see we're close to another breakdown here. See right here. It's right here. And hey, Warhammer, Bitcoin ticker, Bitcoin, obviously. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Silver should show up as silver ounce. Okay. I haven't looked at silver in a minute. I don't know why, but silver on here always looks different than silver on TD Ameritrade. That's why I normally look at silver. Silver. USS ounce, TVC. TVC is usually the standard. And you want to see 2001 in current year, so we're going on the monthly chart for that long of a time frame. And let me put up right here. So you said 2001. There we go. And let me open this right here for you as far as Bitcoin. Let's get rid of all that stuff for now. Monthly, and you say 2001 is from here as well. I'm going to pull a marker on here. 2016, okay. There we go. Or might as well just open up a new layout so I can have them side by side here. Let's just do it this way. Left side will have Bitcoin, right hand side will have silver. That should work out fine for us. Yeah, that works a lot better. Okay. And let's cancel that out so we have a little bit more room here. Silver and 2016. There we go. All right. So it looks like silver has definitely been a little bit more aggressive than Bitcoin, of course, but you've seen some general vibes of it. I think I see what you're talking about here a little bit. Let's see if I can actually find some similarities and some differences here. Probably more of the similarities, though. Moving up a little bit here. How much more volatile was this, though? Yeah, 60%. That kind of makes sense with that drop right there. You do see some similarities here. I think they've kind of ebbed away over the last few months, it looks like, or the past year or two, which is kind of interesting, especially for silver. Silver has been coming down quite a bit. Wonder why. It's, thinking precious metals kind of in this time are usually pretty good. Dropping down 30% over the last few years here. But is there something you saw about this besides just the normal ultimate trends here that look kind of nice? I know I'm kind of squishing in more data 2001 to 2023 here versus just 2016 to 2022. There we go. But you do see some pretty common swings here and some really crazy volatility. I would assume that Bitcoin's going to outpace silver here in the future, of course, but some of these moving averages don't even really have too much of an effect on the price of silver here, unlike they do, like they might on Bitcoin. But silver's been around for a lot longer period of time here. Hey, Caleb, should you buy more Solana or Ethereum? Most people are probably going to be buying more Ethereum because it's safer, but Solana is also a good play if you want it. And hey, Critical Thinker, I think crypto is being adopted more and lots of people are waiting for that dip. My speculation is it won't go down to 10K, but 14K is prime. 14K is kind of around that time. I'm probably going to start buying around 15K. I've already been buying around 17K. What I'm talking about, I'm buying more at 15K. If it goes down to 14K, I have a lump of cash ready for that. But after that, it's going to be no man's land. I'll be like, okay, let's see if it gets worse than that. Hopefully the economy doesn't get that much more though. And hey, Caleb, hey, YouTube isn't notifying me anymore. They don't want people watching your channel. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. Whenever I get a lot of viewers, the next day it really pumps. Like, it does not give me the same notoriety. I don't know what it is. Like, I keep track of it. I keep screenshots and stuff. After I have a big day, like yesterday I had like over 200 people watching the stream at one point. Now it tries to cap it. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube, but what I'll probably try to do tomorrow for tomorrow's content is I won't have Bitcoin be in the title of it, and I'll see, or Dogecoin, and I'll see if that actually changes the way YouTube approaches my channel and my stream, and I'll see how that works out. There will be there may be one link in the description, but that's it, and I'll see if that helps you guys out or not. But yeah, it can be definitely pretty interesting out there. Very similar trend, but on totally different timelines. I can see that happening. I'm always surprised about the volatility of silver, even on the monthly chart. Growing up, I used to always think that gold and silver were the stable things. Like, you never mess with them. They're stable, they're stable, they're stable. But then, it always freaked me out because you're right. They actually do have some pretty similar trends, but how fast, within a few years, silver is up 484%. And then just a few years later, silver is all the way down like 73%. It kind of does remind me a lot more of Bitcoin. Same with gold a little bit, but I think silver has the volatility that makes it a little bit more fun to trade. I have friends that trade gold and silver for a living. They don't trade Bitcoin, crypto, stocks, anything. They trade commodities, and gold and silver is some of their favorite things to be trading out there. Not commodities, but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how that kind of fits. But these trends have been pretty nice. And as far as some of these bigger dips, COVID dip kind of messed up this one versus this one a little bit, but it's like right there to right there. They are still pretty interesting together. I'm hoping that Bitcoin will continue to do very well. But silver, I'm not buying silver now. I do want to buy silver actually like at about 5 months from now. If the economy is much worse, I'm going to be buying some silver up, and I'll let you guys know. Most of you guys will probably never buy silver as an asset, but it's interesting if you do. Let's see. Hey, Critical Thinker, I'm deploying at 15K. Say samesies. Okay, there we go. And hey, Ken, did you ever get to my question about Bitcoin and stop losses? If so, I'll scroll back. I answered one of your questions. I don't know if it was about that. Oh no. So I just saw that now. Sorry, I saw Bideford's long post, and that's what kind of skipped me over for here. No, I haven't seen an app that allows you to do that to Bitcoin technicals. I very, very much wish I could figure that out. If there's no app that does that yet. There's no platform as far as I know that does that yet. What I would suggest is the easiest way for me to do something like that is I always have Bitcoin alerts set on TradingView. Bitcoin alerts on TradingView are the best thing I possibly have. It'll be very annoying to use them at first because you're going to be getting a lot of pings every now and again, especially if you have multiple alerts. But if you just have like 5 alerts set with all different sounds and get used to those sounds, they really do help you out, saying, hey, Bitcoin is breaking down versus a Bitcoin breaking out signal. Bitcoin breaking down signal is like more of a dong, whereas a Bitcoin breakout signal is like more of a ping, right? And so when you hear that, you can go check on some of your coins and see if they're hitting some of those levels of support and resistance, usually just on your phone. And then from there, you can make your decision if you want to sell, if it's hit your stop loss already, or if you just need to get a position, or if you even want to double down as it broke out or something like that. or even scale out, right? But I haven't found an app that does that. I really do want to find one. But you know, I've been talking to you know, I consult with Femex and BitGet. I've been trying to tell them the beauty of like all these extra tools, but it just seems like it's hard to actually implement them onto leverage positions, and that's the hard thing, I guess. So I'll figure out if I can talk to them more about it. But those leverage positions, like they just have some really weird rules, I guess. I don't know how it is with the market makers and stuff, but I would really enjoy if they can manage to do that. But so far, no, I have not been able to find anything like that. Sorry. Let's see. What's it here? Okay. Okay, everybody, I'm going to call it a night here. I'm pretty tired. I need to go eat some lunch. I have not been eating as much as I need to over the past few days because I've been streaming so much. It was a good 3-hour stream with you guys today. I will be doing another 3-hour stream tomorrow. I am going to try to figure out why YouTube is not promoting my content as much, because I know a lot of you guys want to watch my content. And then when YouTube, like at the beginning of the video, guys, I only had 30 people watching. That's what YouTube did to the channel today. I don't know how exactly it works or why they do it like that, but I'll try my best to like not have Bitcoin in the title tomorrow or anything related to Bitcoin tomorrow, and see if it somehow helps the stream get more views. But we'll see how that works out. Oh, and BA says take a look at Pi and X for setting up stop losses. Okay. But we'll see how that works out. Okay. But okay, buddy, have a great rest of your night, and I hope to see you guys sometime tomorrow afternoon.